What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Footy with an Edge. We're live again with a fantastic overlay. Is it? Am I pointing the right direction? Is this? Yes, this is the right direction. Boom! Look at that, guys. We have an agenda for the show because we're going to cover multiple topics. And this is again, thanks to Shantyard, that we've got this amazing overlay. So please show your appreciation to Shant in the comments. Rishi's already here. Says, yo, what an overlay. Absolutely, bro. This whole thing, this is way too good, right? This is way too good. Rishi, how you doing, bro? Demented Soul says, glory, glory, Man United, brother. My man Shant coming in clutch as always. Absolutely. Sedan says, beautiful new overlay. So now you know we're gonna have a lot more structure to the calls. Shout out to whoever left us that feedback in the comments, where they kind of said, the live shows, can do better with a little bit more structure. So that's what we're trying to do. Mohammed Kabdu says, big up, bro, big up. Sedan says, beautiful overlay. Welcome to the stream, guys. Hope you guys are all doing well on this beautiful Thursday. Joao Tavares says, hello, guys. I also like the new overlay. Red Devil Bishal says, Shant cooking with the overlay. Be cool says, Shant the GOAT. Be cool. You're the GOAT, bro. Your performance on yesterday's live was very, very underrated. So many people said you were spitting facts. So we really appreciate you, bro. If you can join today as well, we'd love to have you and just have a nice conversation with you, because honestly, it was fantastic speaking with you yesterday, especially the Portuguese pronunciations. We love that so much. So appreciate you being here again. RJ says, peace and blessings, everyone. Sedan says, Shanta Goat again. Evening, Simon. Semenyo feels inevitable. Yeah, absolutely. Rishi never backs down, straight to his opinions. Yep. That was actually, so we recorded that 2 days ago. So Rishi and I already spoke on stream yesterday after the whole Mount fiasco. Yeah, Rishi's loving it. So, I mean, it's safe to say, guys, I was right about the Mount goal. And Rishi was wrong about the Mbumo cross being better, at least reading from the comments. But I'm sure Rishi will say I rigged the elections because it's me controlling the comments. Amar Bhagwan says, "What's up, dude? Semenyo on the menu? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's some wordplay, some elite wordplay. Rishi, the X factor of stat patter. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Are you saying my definition of X factor or his definition of X factor? That's the real question. Pep leaving. What is this? Humphrey says Semenyo left wing back. Yeah, boys, let's get straight into it. Yeah, let me just see this freaking Pep leaving thing. Hold on. Pep leaving. Oh, there's a bunch of news about Pep potentially leaving. City scouting Maresca to replace Pep next year. Boys, we're in it. We can now go win the league. If Maresca goes to City, we got this. We got this. Easy work. Light work. Okay, damn. I guess this has to be one of the talking points for today, but let me just go through the Semenyo stuff, because that's also important. I have to give way for other people. Football with an edge. No. Well, be cool. Listen, you're what's it called? When you come on and have a performance like that, you deserve a second chance. So, once I open up the lines in like 20 minutes or so, please do come join us. Yeah, Humphrey, thank you so much for your super chat, bro. Really appreciate you. What do we have? Joao Pino says, have you guys watched Bruno interview with Rio? No, I have not. I also have not seen the overlap in full. I just saw Roy Keane's comments on it. Cocaine says, is Semenyo left-footed, or if we get him, will he be another inverted wingback? He's going to be another inverted wingback, and he is right-footed. Okay, let me just get started. I have my notes here. So, Semenyo transfer update from Romano. Fabrizio confirmed that multiple clubs have contacted Bournemouth this week. United and City both made calls. Liverpool called earlier in November and are reassessing. Semenyo has a £65 million release clause. United already invested heavily in Cunha and Mbumo. Financial feasibility is a real question. Player preference will be decisive. Decision is not purely financial. The sporting project and role matter the most. The key question is Semenyo worth 65 million for United right now? Deathblad, this information is coming from Fabrizio on his YouTube channel. It's not a tweet. He said it on his YouTube channel. Why does everyone assume Semenyo will be wing back? He might just be the final piece. Ruben's looking to change the formation. He mentioned they're looking to change. So here's the thing, right? If he plays a 3-4-3, he's gonna be a wing back for now because we have Sheshko, Cunha, and Mbumo as our preferred starting three. But Semenyo does give him a lot of flexibility even within the 3-4-3. Now, if he does change formation, I still think he wants more center backs. Rishi's saying, read what James Ducker tweeted. Okay, let me take a look. Let me take a look at this Ducker tweet. MUFC in hunt for Semenyo and hoping uncertainty over Guardiola's future at City may strengthen hand and battle to sign the much coveted Bournemouth player. Tottenham and Liverpool also in the mix. United wanted to sign him last summer, but put off by £80 million asking price. Interesting. Yeah, so looks like there's a few stories coming out about Semenyo-to-United, and I got some messages from Shant in the early hours of the morning saying Semenyo is guaranteed coming to United. So maybe we've got a Semenyo agent in our community, guys, and we just didn't know about it. Let's see. Did anyone watch Bruno's interview with Rio? I have not seen it. If I were Semenyo, I'd choose United over City. Absolutely. I heard Amram had dinner with Semenyo. We're getting some Portuguese. What is this? Is it Marca? What's the Portuguese outlet? I think Be Cool works for one of the Portuguese outlets. He knows something we don't. We got 60 people live, guys. Please drop a like on the stream. Please drop a like for the overlay, the amazing overlay that we have here. Tabi Somfana supporting the channel. Thank you so much, Tabi. How you doing, man? Random chat. I was watching the United stand, and Ben Jacobs said, my understanding is Kobbie Mainoo was speaking through his brother. He knew about the T-shirt, and he endorsed the message. I'm stunned. Yeah, look, honestly, Talk Sport, right? The Talk Sport guy. He definitely he wore the free Kobbie shirt as well, and then Kobbie went and liked that. So I think it's totally possible that Kobbie knew exactly what was going on. Like he's not that stupid, right? I refuse to believe he's that stupid. Semenyo did have dinner with Ruben. James confirmed in his show last night. Okay, awesome. Siddhant, big interview, amazing, really. Semenyo, RJ's excited about Semenyo. Ayush says, yes, guys, what's going on? Hey, Ayush, how you doing, man? Burminator says the UI is fire. Good job, Andy and Shant and all involved. It's definitely all Shant, bro. I have not done anything. I've only asked him questions about how to make it work. It's Shant all the way. So give him all the credit. Rishi says, Tabi, thanks for supporting the channel and thanks for bringing up this to our notice. It's huge news. Absolutely. Semenyo feels like shiny new toy syndrome, but I genuinely want him. You know what the thing is, guys? We talk about this like whole City versus United thing. But guess who I would be more enamored by and more charmed by? I think it would be by speaking to Ruben Amorim, because I think I'm saying this in the best way possible. Like Pep comes off as obtuse when you talk to him sometimes, right? Like so much ball knowledge going on in everything he says and the way he speaks. It's hard to understand him sometimes. Whereas Ruben is like the charmer, right? The guy who could speak to somebody on the street, could speak to an elite footballer, and he could charm both of them. And what was it? Ronaldo who said that he's a poet with his words. And he's doing it in a second language. So for me, like Ruben Amorim is the guy that would excite me to go play for. And looking at United, you have a chance to be the guy, right? The guy that takes us back, or one of the guys, because now you don't even have to work as hard. I mean, that's why I admire Mbumo so much, because Mbumo looked at this project and he was like, you know what, I'll come be the guy. Cunha looked at this project and he said, I'll come be the guy. Now, if Semenyo comes in, he doesn't have to be the guy. He can be one of the top 3 guys. And that's just something that just makes sense for me, right? Rishi says, guys, I think if Mbumo and Cunha get on the call with Semenyo, they'll sway him. That's a trio I'd want to be friends with, like James, Semix, and Andy. Yeah, let's go, man. Let's go. Rishi spitting facts. Deathblad said, Ruben W. Riz. Yeah, absolutely. As I've said before, I believe that Mainoo is following Garnacho's playbook. Yeah, bro. Be cool. You were right. Everything you said yesterday was right. Even the Bruno stuff, I agree with you. At some point, he has to move on, and nobody's bigger than the club, so he probably shouldn't have done that. But that being said, the club's also in a mess. So, guys, the guys who did the Rio interview, Nightwing says, Andy, I watched Semik's video of you and Muppeteers. I left a full essay in the comments. Yeah, I saw some of your comments, Nightwing. You were essentially supporting my take on Bruno, right? Which is fair enough because we discussed it yesterday as well. But honestly, like I think what James and Semix were saying too has some merit, right? Because I do hear that at some point we need to move on from Bruno, and if we keep just being scared of making the change, then we're not gonna progress as a club. So I do hear it from that perspective. We signed Semenyo. We are finishing 5th minimum. Well, we are taking away the 4th highest goal contribution from the Premier League and just adding it to our club, right? So that is true. Shant is here, guys. W Shant, guys. Let's get a W Shant in the chat for show some love for Shant for this overlay. Because like I said, this is W overlay. Varun Jain says United board and Amram should ask Kobbie one last time if he's ready to wait for his chance. There's no asking anymore, Varun. I think that's already been done. Ayush says, I think Semenyo gets us into top 4. Deathblad, so all streams by default are uploaded as video, right? So the stream, you will be able to replay the stream as a stream after it's done. And I think it takes about 24 hours for the whole thing to come up. But there's a few people saying W Shant in the chat. There you go. Let's go. Nightwing says, yeah, but the way they stated it implies Bruno is the problem now. It's not a we need to prepare for when he leaves. It was a we need to move on. You move on from a bad relationship or mistakes. Yeah, Nightwing. I mean, it's hard to read too much into the intonation or stuff like that, right? I mean, honestly, we have people giving way crazier opinions than whatever they said, and for me, what they said was perfectly fine. But you saw me, right? I mean, I'm trying to have a good discussion on the channel for everybody that's watching. So it's important to not just dismiss Bruno. So I hear you on that. But I didn't get the sense that they were personally dismissing Bruno in any way. With the live stream videos, I'm not able to see the live chat box. Just FYI. Ooh, you mean after the upload, or right now? Because I mean, you're typing right now. I think you mean after the video, right? Be Cool says W Shant, Bourbanator W Shant, Low Energy says W Shant. Everyone's saying W Shant. We got Siddhant saying W Shant as well. But yeah, guys. So that's the Semenyo story, right? I want to cover the other stories as well, and we'll come back to this one when we're talking on live with you guys. So the next story. Let me see if I can figure this out. Big brain, big brain, big brain. Bang, guys. You see that overlay right there? Do you see how it changed? Bang, bang. Let me see some more W Shants right there. We just went from Semenyo on the menu to January splash. Okay. So there's rumors that we could be in for freaking 2 players this January. We could be in for both Semenyo and Anderson. I saw some rumors about 160 million, 170 million being available to be spent. And I honestly, I don't even know how I would react if that happened. Like, I would have no sleep. I just have to make all the videos. By the way, Chad, Andy learned his lesson. He's not predicting a clean sheet this weekend. Yes, guys. That is true. I am not predicting a clean sheet. Oh, Nightwing says after the upload. I think there's you have to click on something on the UI. I forget. I had trouble finding it as well, but you have to click on live chat replay or something. There's a little box on the bottom. So maybe check that out, Nightwing. I could send you some, if you're on Discord, I can try to send you some what's it called? Some resources to make sure that you know where it is. But yeah, guys, the freaking overlay is clean, absolutely. How will Semenyo work with our team? What will be the team dynamics? Side, I'll come back to this. Let me just go through the January splash part. So there's some news that Be Cool says that was so good. I'm opening a beer. Yeah. Semenyo and Anderson would be ridiculous business. Can we play every day? I can't wait this Sunday. Yeah, absolutely. Hi folks. Let me see. Did I miss anything? Jack Burr says, F it. Let's get these midfielders in the summer and score 100 goals this season instead. Yeah, absolutely, man. I think so. There's a lot of scope for us to do a lot of cool things in January for sure. And I refuse to believe that Ineos is looking at this as like, oh, you know what? Let's just wait till the summer, because they know things can go wrong very quickly with Ruben Amorim, and the fan base can turn very quickly on him. They already know people were out since we lost the Europa League final to Tottenham, right? So essentially, like they know we're on the edge and we need to do something. So I think Semenyo at minimum is going to happen. I also think we will try for Anderson, but if it doesn't work, we might go for Ederson from Atlanta. I think that's my gut feeling. I think we do get a midfielder and a left wing back in January. But now the concern is like, what about center backs, right? So that's the big concern. So let me know if you guys let me see. Let me start a poll here. All right. It's a poll for you guys in the chat. Who are we getting in January? Are we getting nobody? We're getting just Semenyo, just Anderson. Are we getting both Semenyo and Anderson? Let's see what you guys have to say. No big signings in January. Mainoo and Xerxes offers will only be entertained in the last week of January. Joao Pinho says, the way Bruno spoke about his Mainoo and 8 role, the 6 will need to be a classic holding midfielder, not a box-to-box. You mean the Casemiro role? Or you mean his role? Because we do agree. I think we know that about the Casemiro role. Semenyo and Baleba. In Baleba in January is not going to be possible because he's going to AFCON as well, or he's gone to AFCON already. Semenyo is 11.5 million amortization for this half season. Anderson is 10 million amortization. Our player spend cap has 86 million left because we're only 57% through a 70% limit. Okay. Yeah, Nightwing. I'll also troubleshoot after the stream. I'll try to help you out with that. If that's an issue from my side, I'll see what I can do. But I know in the settings I enabled live chat replay, so it should be working. Is there any release clause for Anderson? I think Ben Jacobs has said that he gets a lot cheaper in the summer. So I'm guessing there's a release clause for him in the summer. But we'll find out as we get closer to January. People don't like Kino's analysis, but I've always appreciated how he holds people accountable. He still seems to have values even after retirement. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about Roy Keane in a second. Semenyo better than Cunha. Ooh. I think they're both very good. I think Cunha on his day is unplayable, whereas Semenyo is maybe a bit more consistent at whatever level he plays at. Whereas Cunha is a bit more up and down, right? Cunha can be like the best player on the pitch that has some excellent players. Yeah, Semenyo, Anderson, and Kylian Mbappe. Nice. Yeah, guys, we have almost 110 people watching. Can we get some likes on the stream, please? Please like the overlay, man. Look at how nice this overlay is. Okay, you see how we have an agenda now, right? We have a structure on the call. As Jamie Carragher would say, it's all about the structure. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get anyone. Anderson going to City. We should go for Wharton in the summer. If we are going for Semenyo, no chance we can go for Anderson/Wharton. Yeah, but Rishikesh, when in the summer they were acting like, even Brian Mbeumo may not be possible. And then we got Mbeumo, we got Sheshko, and we got Lomans. So we spent almost 100 million after we spent on Mbeumo. There's no way we're getting both, let alone just Anderson. It would be a late Christmas present. Keane was great on it. Oddly, so was Carragher, and Carragher spoke on Salah, and I stopped agreeing with him. I mean, obviously, he's so butthurt about Salah. Kobbie Mainoo is gold. Yeah, that's Shant, by the way. That came up with that when he was doing the test overlay. This is he likes the puns. He likes the dad jokes. Mainoo's gas because every pundit is backing him instead of trust the Amarin project. Absolutely. They're looking at Maresca to replace Pep the next season. United are not spending 70, 100 million in Jan, people. I'm just curious to what room Shant is calling in from today and if his dog will be napping on the couch again. Well, we'll have to see, won't we? Once he actually joins the show. But let me get through the other topics quickly, guys, so we can start the live call-in show because it's already 20 minutes in. I'm having too much fun with the chat and with the overlay. But let's go to the next one, okay? Let me look at this here. Kobbie Mainoo, bro. So you notice how Jordan Mainoo's t-shirt says Kobbie New. I had suggested freeloaders as well. I think that would have been good. But we'll go with what Sean put on there. And look, basically, if you're talking about Roy Keane on Kobbie Mainoo, right? Every now and then, Roy Keane reminds me why we like Roy Keane, the character, the person, and what he represented on the pitch. Because the way he was defending his arguments on Kobbie Mainoo just really showed you a glimpse into who he was in the dressing room, right? And he is not putting a different standard on anybody else. And that's the thing that upsets me about Gary Neville a little bit, because maybe he was playing devil's advocate when he was talking to Roy Keane on the clips that I saw. Gary Neville would never dare do the things that Kobbie Mainoo is doing now. Never in his life. Even now, he would never do something like that. Because Gary Neville, the player, was a class act. Gary Neville, the player, needs to be studied by every single United player more than anyone else, even more than Roy Keane, because he never spoke out of turn. He took the money that the club was giving him. He played his entire career for this club. He was lucky to wear the boots, right? And he felt that every second. He's the type of player that we think we would be. I'd be a total dickhead if I was playing for United and making like big money. But Gary Neville, the humility he showed throughout his career, I'm just telling you, Kobbie Mainoo needs to look at Gary Neville and say, listen, I want to be Gary Neville, the player. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand this whole thing. Even Gary Neville, like kind of defending Mainoo in a way, but saying like if, buts, and maybes. No way, dude. No way. Like you would never say the shit that you would never do the shit that Kobbie Mainoo's done. You would never allow your brother. Imagine Phil Neville wearing a free Gary Neville shirt at the side of Old Trafford. Can you guys imagine that? Like there's no freaking way that would ever happen. So yeah, United Undiscovered Genius, sorry, says overlay looks classy as fuck. Thank you so much, man. It's all thanks to Shantyard. Ayush says still he has no problems defending Kobbie Mainoo's actions. Yeah, absolutely. What we got Armenian Kino now? Who's Armenian Kino? Are you talking about Shant? Bro, we expect them not to sign anyone, so let's go. We're spending 300 million. Yeah. But anyway, so let's look at some of his comments here, right? So I have the notes here. Keane stresses patience for young players. He says minutes should be earned, not given. He says Kobbie needs to learn the environment that he's in and figure out what he needs to do to get into the team. He has a strong criticism of Mainoo's camp and the public messaging around him. He's putting emphasis on internal competition, saying you need to prove people wrong every single day. And then Roy Keane also said that Bruno Fernandes should be the long-term benchmark. RJ says, did you edit that t-shirt? No, bro. Oh, the Jordan Mainoo t-shirt. Yeah, yes, that has been edited. Phil Neville, Free Neville. I see what you did there. Yeah. T-shirt says Kobbie New. Yes, it does. What has Mainoo actually done personally? What do you mean personally? Well, so he's turned down contracts. I think we gave him like 3 contracts is the word. He's turned them all down. He is being more clever than just coming out and saying it. Guys, let me give you a parallel, right? Some of you guys, like I'm an immigrant in Canada. A lot of you guys might be immigrants or people of color, whatever. You might have experienced some sort of sexism, racism, like bigots, whatever. You might have experienced some sort of bias against you in life. Um, you might come across people who are openly racist, right? That are willing to say how they feel in a public forum. And then there's those people who are more subtle racists, right? The ones that are doing the racism behind the scenes. For me, the guys who do the things behind the scenes are more scary because you never know what they're going to do. Whereas somebody who's just upfront and just being like, yeah, I believe this, I believe that. Those guys are, as much as their words hurt, you know exactly where they stand. You know exactly how much damage they can cause, right? So it's the people that are behind, that clever enough to work behind the scenes that you need to be scared of, that you need to be worried about. And I feel like this is Kobbie being smart and clever about it, where he's not saying the words out in public, but the way his camp is messaging everything, the way his brother's wearing the t-shirt, like actions speak louder than words, guys. So we need to realize that this is something that's happening. Tabi says, my take, we're getting Rodrigo as left wing back and Warren's there, Emery in January. Just kidding. I actually think we're getting Semenyo and Baleba. Baleba's the only tough one because he's actually gone to AFCON. But Rishi agrees with you, Tabi. So thanks for your contribution. But yeah, Rishi agrees with you. Rishi's talked about Rodrigo before. He and his agent asked for 180 to 200K. Yes, that was Kobbie. I'm not impressed by Kobbie recently. I'm quite disappointed, but I can't hate him, man. He won us the FA Cup not too long ago. Yeah, listen, he's got, nobody's arguing that WUI man puns hit better than Goldbridge's. Yeah, absolutely. Facts. Kobbie needs to learn actions on the park are all that matters. Yeah, exactly. Right. So you come and play, and what was Roy Keane's point? He got the Grimsby game where he played the full 90 minutes. Why couldn't he be the best player on that game? Right. Even in that game, remember that time when I think it was Ahmad and Ugarte who ran into each other, and then Kobbie was one of the ones who was tracking back. He's just jogging the whole time. He doesn't get in there and put in a tackle to stop the first goal. Samix, how you doing, man? He says, just got here, loving the graphic on the right-hand side. Thank you so much. Thank you. Forget freeing Kobbie, free him from Love Island FC. Yeah, you're talking about his brother, right? Yeah, I hear you. I'm not sure Zaire Emery would be an improvement because PSG needed Neves in his place. You mean João Neves? Yeah, but Zaire Emery is also kind of small and diminutive, so I don't know how well he would work in the Premier League. But I would still take him. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad player. Kobbie's a classic case where he plays extremely good at some aspects, but where other areas he's just ordinary. Yep. He's a little bit of a Pogba in that sense, right? Where he needs other players with specific attributes that can cover for his deficiencies. Let me just see. Let me wrap up the last topic, guys, and I'll bring the people that are waiting in StreamYard. Give me 1 second. What am I looking at? Okay. And it was a team victory. You are speaking truth. His agent is equally culpable. We need some accountability at all time, even in wins. Absolutely. Okay, let's do our last topic, and then we'll open the show up for everybody. United versus Villa preview, guys. So, in my opinion, this is going to be. I know we say this before every game, where it's like, oh, this is his toughest test or whatever. This indeed is going to be a very tough test because the Bournemouth game, as exciting as it was, some people are still disappointed, and the fan base is still split. I think with the two AFCON players being gone for the first time ever this season, and those two guys both being super important to the team, it's going to be very interesting. Now, my guess is we become a lot more defensive. I don't think he opens the team up as much because we've lost two of our best attacking players. So we can expect to concede fewer goals in this AFCON period, but we'll also score fewer goals. And that's why I predicted at best case scenario, we get 2 wins and 3 draws in these 5 games. For this Villa game, I actually predicted a win. Or did I? No, I predicted a draw. I said it was going to be 2-2. Because I think they can still score goals. They've got some bangers, long shots in them, and my concern is over Lawmans with long shots because two free kicks now that have been from outside the box. He's conceded from them. Excuse me. Sorry. Um, and Adi says, I fear 2-1 loss to Villa. Dreams Come True says, upset is loading. I'd say a loss or probably ends up being a win. Yeah, guys, let's all predict a loss because then the team will do something unexpected, right? Last 5 games versus Villa, we have won 4 and drew 1. Yeah, that's true. Last game of the season last year, we beat Villa, right? No Man's Sky Clippy says, if both United and City are going in for Semenyo, City are getting a signature because they can simply pay all up front instead of EMI like United. Okay, it's not about the EMI stuff because they're going to play in installments as well. It'd be stupid for them not to. I think the bigger reason would be the wages. I think Semenyo can get more wages there because even Ryan Cherky, they, what? A Brentford third goal was a Bayindir, bro. Varun, it wasn't Lawmans. We tend to forget Bayindir. Brentford was Bayindir. But yeah, if we're anyone's bogey team where Villas gives me hope at least, yeah. That's true, but then things are true till they're not, right? So it's not a guarantee that we win that game. But yeah, for sure. It is a concern as no less. Okay, guys, we're gonna open the lines. We're gonna bring some folks in. Let's bring in Amar. Amar, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
Can
how
you
you
hear
doing,
me?
man? Yes, I can. Where are
Yeah,
you
I'm
calling me
good. I'm actually calling from India, by the way.
from? Which part of India?
I actually live in Pune, Maharashtra, actually.
Very nice. I went to school there.
Yeah, good for you, man. Like, I'm also in the college, so good for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. I went to a boarding school there for 6 years. But anyways, go on. Tell us what you want to talk about. We got 4 topics on the board today. Anything that strikes your fancy?
I think I want to talk about something else that most people are like not taking very care of, and I want to talk about our academic graduate, basically. And I want to talk about how it is all connected to Amorim, and I'm not going to bashing Amorim, by the way. So anybody is
Okay.
thinking that this, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Go for it. Go. No, I'm just nodding along. Continue.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, I wanted to tell you something about like Rashford, Garnacho, and how Kobbie Mainoo is going on same route as both of them. Like
Hmm.
Rashford came to Manchester United on a big high. He got his team contract. Sorry for my English, by the way. He
No,
got
no.
his
Just keep going. Yeah.
yeah, he got his dream contract here, and he basically gave up on his dreams. Like, I know his agent and his brother was doing all this PSG, Barcelona, and after some time he was acting like he already achieved everything. Same with Garnacho. Like, why do you guys think you have any kind of, what to say, any kind of goodwill, and people should respect you just because you came from the academy? And I give a credit to Amarim way more than other manager, because Ten
Yeah.
had the same situation from, like, not from Carrington players but other players like Sancho and Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, I still think that was not good what we did to Cristiano, but like I think Amarim is doing good job in terms of teaching these players, like, if you made it if you made in Manchester United first team, that's just past. Just that is just a part of a step of your illustrious career. I think
Yeah.
people are forgetting that. Like, we all love Manchester United academy because this club is basically made from academy. You see the Busby, Babe, like Munich disaster, class of '92. So we can understand, like, some people have very different opinion for, like, our academy from sorry to our academy from the player we buy from, like, market. I can understand that, but like, I think our academy is kind of disrespecting our club in recent time, and people are like thinking Kobe Mainoo is some kind of saint and he is doing everything right, and manager is to blame for everything. Ruben Amorim have not said anything bad about Kobe Mainoo. that directly affect his career in Manchester United in any way, shape, or form. Kobbie Mainoo cannot track back and give us a tackle. He cannot like do line breaking pass. Only good thing he can do is he has a very good short power. Like he can basically take a strike like a
He's got a shot. He's
striker.
decent at passing. He's decent at short passing.
Yes, and he's decent at dribbling. So like I don't understand what is this buzz about Kobbie Mainoo, to be honest. Like if you give me a normal player and an academy player, I will choose academy player, to be honest. There is various reasons for that. But I don't understand why you are putting all the club manager, all this system, all this like different thing that has been done by the Ineos for so many times. And I don't like Ineos particularly, but I could see the vision because I am a like what to say, I'm studying data structure and data analysis, so I could understand the things they are doing. It is
Yeah.
not just like, yeah, it is not just like we want to go to like go in the market and buy Valverde, buy Donnarumma, Emi Martinez. It's like I could understand their vision of buying Senne Lammens
Well,
and some other players.
it's Moneyball, right? They're trying to do the Moneyball approach of have
Yes,
you seen that movie, by the way, Moneyball?
I actually not into movies, to be honest. I
Yeah,
don't
but
watch
check it
that
out.
much
If
movie.
you're into data structure and all that, watch the movie Moneyball. It's a little bit older
Yeah,
now. It's with Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill. They talk about a baseball team in the U.S. I forget
yeah, yeah.
some.
I've listened
I
about
think
him. That
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they
So
basically build a team.
they built a
Sorry, you
team
can go.
based on purely on statistics and not based on the big names. And they
Yep.
tried to get to their destination based on what the underlying metrics that they're trying to achieve, right? So for example, the football parallel is us buying Mbumo and Cunha because we were bad at finishing, right? So our
Yes.
we've been consistently underperforming on our XG. So buying these guys allows us to, at least perform at level at worst and also improve potentially on our XG numbers, right? So that's why they've signed both Mbumo and Cunha, and hopefully that comes good. Maybe it takes them some time to get used to the team, but yeah. So I hear you on Ineos, and I hear you on Kobbie and Garnacho and Rashford as well. The parallels are definitely there, and I think for me, oh yeah, it's the Oakland Athletics. That's the baseball team. But yeah, so for me, the truth is that Mainoo's time at this club is over, in my opinion. I think he's done enough in terms of disrespecting what Ineos are trying to do. Forget about Ruben Amorim. I think Ineos is looking at this and being like, uh, you know, if there's one thing I can give you guys in terms of free advice to everyone that's watching the stream, don't piss off a billionaire. Okay, he's got enough money to buy 1,000 Kobbie Mainoos. So you piss him off, and you disrespect the institution that he owns. You're never gonna get any what's it called, any brownie points from him. So I think this is done. I think the Kobbie situation is over. We should just move on and stop talking about it. Because unless there's a massive U-turn, because I don't even see him. You see in the Mo Salah situation right now, he's made peace with Liverpool. He's made peace with Slot. He's played for Liverpool already, and the situation died down within a week. Whereas this guy, what's it called, Kobbie Mainoo, it's been going on for so long, and he doesn't have the maturity to come out and solve it, right? So that's my problem. But Amar, give
Yes.
us your give us your prediction for the Villa game.
I actually think we are going to win, and I have a very good reason for that. I think people are overestimating Villa, and they are not particularly watching their game. And if you see how they are winning their game, it is not very convincing, to be honest. Like I will say, we are winning more game convincingly than them. Like
Mhm.
I watched the game again against Man City, and I pretty much watched that game whole 90 minutes. And the only goal that they scored was like from a screamer from corner, and that's it. They just defended. So I think they
Yeah.
pretty much are like building from the back team, counter attack type of team. And even against Arsenal, I think people hate Arsenal too much. Like I also hate them, but like come on, like they literally scored in the end minute, and before that it was all about Arsenal, what they were doing. So I think we will win that. I still think we can't keep a clean sheet, but I am expecting more than 2-3 goals, to be honest, from us. Like this is my prediction, but you know our team, we could not expect anything from them, to be
So
honest.
that's my
Yeah.
problem, right? I'm not overestimating Villa because I know they've been overperforming their underlying numbers. This could
Yes.
just be the game where they come in and they play like they're supposed to and just lose. But the problem is that we are so up and down, right? We can't predict who we're going to be like. Plus, it's got a new formation, 2 new players in the starting 11. There's a lot of changes that we're going to have to deal with. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But appreciate the chat, man. Amar, you should definitely call back again. And next time, please consider being on camera as well. We'd love to see you while we're talking to you. I think you made some great points.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Amar. We'll see you later, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. First time caller from Amar. You did very well. Spoke a lot of sense. Ayush says, I think the overlap covered it because they do not support his latest T-shirt move. It's a very Pogba, Sancho, Garnacho kind of move. Yeah, I agree. We have a good record against them, and this is breaking the streak. Well, we had a good record against Everton before we played them. We had a good record against Fulham before we played them. Doesn't mean we're going to win, right? Just because of the record. Anthony, how you doing?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. This is Anthony from Belarus, guys. Our resident Belarusian fan. Yeah. Very nice to see you again, Anthony.
The same. Yeah, thank you.
How are you? Go on. What do you want to talk about today?
I'm okay. First of all, I want to talk about general things because I was not here maybe for 3 weeks. I'm really positive about the way we play. Despite the amount of goals we concede. But recently I rewatched a couple of games of Sir Alex Ferguson, and I watched game versus Rome in 2007, and we won 7-1. Mm-hmm. You remember this game in Champions League? And if you ask me which football reminds me more of a tough game, like Amorim's or Ten Hag, I would say definitely Amorim's game. Because I can easily imagine we score a lot of goals in Champions League in 2 years, because we have some similarities with Sir Alex football, as I think, because mm-hmm. I watched it 15 years ago most of the games, but I see similarities in explosive attacks, fast attacks. I think it's our culture of club, these attacks, and Amorim showed that we can do it. So I'm mostly positive about the progress which we have made. Speaking about topics, I just watched an interview with Rio and Bruno. Mm-hmm. I can't say that I understand 100%, but it was an interesting moment about Mainoo. And Rio, as I understood, asked Bruno about Bruno's role on the pitch. And when Bruno started to explain his role, he said, me and Mainoo during training do this and this. So Rio even didn't ask him about Mainoo, but Bruno, I don't know whether on purpose or incidentally emphasized that they have the same role. Yeah. And now it's clear 100% after these words of Bruno. And now, when we don't have Casemiro on Sunday, I'm almost sure that we won't see Mainoo on the pitch, on the position of Casemiro. It's impossible.
We'll see Ugarte.
We'll see Ugarte definitely, because I spent a lot of time on Russian-speaking chats of Man United. People think that Casemiro is gone during one game because this suspension, and we will see Kobbie Mainoo finally. No way. Kobbie Mainoo.
I think the only way we see Kobbie Mainoo is if he moves Bruno to the right midfield. Because he was playing a 4-4-2, right? In 4-4-2, if he plays Bruno as the right-sided midfielder in front of the right back, then we could have a midfield of Mainoo and Ugarte. That's the only way I can see Mainoo playing. But that would still be in the Bruno position, just because Bruno has moved out of the Bruno position, and Mainoo would start in that position. So your point stands.
Yeah, Mainoo is training on the position Bruno, and it's clear for us. And speaking about this, words of Roy Keane, I think on the context of the situation after this T-shot with words about free Kobbie Mainoo, I think it's good words from Roy Keane. So it's balanced. If there was not such a situation with T-shot, of course Roy Keane shouldn't talk about. But after this, I think Roy Keane made a balance, because it was too much. And I agree, like with the previous speakers, that this topic is exaggerated by media. Like Kobbie Mainoo plays on the pitch on the same role as Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is much better than Kobbie Mainoo.
100 times. 100 times better.
So
there's no conversation. Yeah.
The topic is about football, and I think this topic should be about football. And if we talk about football, only football, like it's obvious why Kobbie Mainoo unfortunately don't have like a big amount of minutes. Like it's like situation. Bruno is better. And like no other words about Bruno. Like I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with everything you said, and I think that thank you for sharing the context from the Rio interview, because I didn't get a chance to see it before the call today. But sounds like it. It was an interesting one. I'll definitely go take a look at it after we finish the live here.
It was interesting because they talked a lot about like football. Rio was not like talk about some. He talked about media, of course, about pressure, but there was like 10 minutes of Bruno Fernandes explaining his role on the pitch. So it was really interesting to hear it about Bruno. I can't say that I get it like 100%. Maybe speakers after me will say more about it, but like it was interesting.
Yeah, you're getting some love from the chat. Kerwin appreciates what you're saying. So thank you for bringing some of this context here. So tell me, Anthony, what are your thoughts on the Villa game?
I mostly agree that Villa is overestimated. And about me, I watched only, I guess, a game versus Liverpool, and they lost 2-0, as I remember. They were trying to pass the ball, not like way long balls. They were trying to pass it from defenders, and there were big mistakes, and they conceded goals. So, of course, we are unpredictable, but I think we will win, and we still can score a lot of goals, despite the fact that we won't have Amat and Bumo. Because, in previous games, Bumo was not perfect. We see it, And I saw progress in Cunha. I was a little bit, I had concerns and still have concerns about Cunha, because I'm not satisfied with the way he sees the pitch. He sees the opportunities to make a pass. But I think we still have, even without Bumo, players which can score goals. I'm sure. So I predict 3-2 we will win. I think problems with defense is still with us, of course, and Villa has good players, but we will win 3-2. I think.
All right. Let's go, man. How do you say let's go? You know how in Spanish you say vamos? How do you say vamos in Russian or Belarusian?
Let's go, we say davai.
Davai, right? Davai. I knew that. So I have a question for you, Anthony. Do you play any Dota 2? Dota 2 or Warcraft?
I don't play Dota 2, but I watched Dota 2 a lot. Why you
asking? Because there's a lot. It's very popular in Russia and Ukraine as well, right?
Yeah.
Because I used to watch some streamers long time back. I used to play Warcraft 3, the original Dota. Defense of the Ancients, and this was when I was maybe 14 15 years old, so a long time back. And I remember davai, and then that's where I learned spasiba and some other words as well. Tatochna is one of them as well, right? That means understood, correct?
Dota has ruined my university years, if we speak about good marks, and I spent a lot of time playing.
Same for me, don't worry, we're both in the same place. See, we both wasted our time, and we're both here on YouTube.
I think it's still good experience to play Dota. So
absolutely. I've played so much with Peruvians and so much with Russians because of Dota. I have so much exposure to them. But anyways, Anthony, fantastic talking to you, man. I'll let some of the other callers in.
Thank you a lot, and thank you for the panel. I want to emphasize that you have a great guests with a good opinion.
Oh, you're part of the thing. Just because you're not regularly here doesn't mean you're not contributing to the show. But if you do want to hop on regularly, I'll definitely bring you on, and I'm sure more people want to listen to you. So thank you so much, Anthony, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
All right, let's bring No Man's Sky Clippy. By the way, I saw Be Cool in the server. Be Cool, please join again. I'll bring you on, man. And see, No Man, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Go on. What do you want
Can
to
you
talk
hear
about?
me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, I was watching the Bournemouth game, and you wouldn't believe me. I was basically cussing 3 in the morning, watching watching our defense concede that last goal. I was
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. It would have
Like
been like
mad.
3:30 in the morning, right?
Yes, 3:30. I was cussing.
Yeah.
I was like, "What are you doing? What are these defenders are doing?"
Yeah.
like no man. Well, we do not have a midfield. It is non-existent.
Yeah.
And for this reason, I think Villa are absolutely going to bully us.
Who's
Like
playing in their
like
midfield right now? Let me see.
John McGinn, I think. John McGinn. Like
I'm just looking at it.
they have a functioning midfield. Let's be real.
Yeah, they have Amadou Onana, Kamara, Boubacar Kamara, and Tielemans, Yuri Tielemans.
Oh dear. Oh dear God. Look, they have a functioning midfield. They have a 3-man midfield. And we don't know what we are going to do in the 4-3-3. Let's be real here.
Mhm.
We can play
Yeah.
Mainoo. We may not play Mainoo. Casemiro doesn't have the legs. And
Casemiro suspended.
Casemiro
Anyway.
isn't even playing. He isn't even playing. He cannot play. Who are we going to play? Who are we going to play in the mid three? It's going to be then two in the middle. Two in the middle, like 4-2-3-1, I think. If
Yeah, it's going to be
4-2-3-1.
4-4-2 or 4-2-4 is how we've been setting up. It's essentially depends on how much Mount will help from the left-hand side in the midfield. And in that case, we could see a 4-3-3. We could see a 4-2-3-1. It really depends.
But what I think is Mount really a winger though? That's what I think. Like,
Yeah.
if you play 4-3-3, then where does Mount fit there? Mount.
So he doesn't
if
really
you tell
play
him
like
to come
winger.
back,
He plays more like a left midfielder, right? Think about him as a more traditional, Sir Alex 4-4-2 type of system, where the two wingers didn't necessarily have to be fast. Obviously, on the left side we used to have Giggs, who was fast, but on the right side we used to have Beckham, who wasn't as fast, but he still had the ability to put the crosses in. Now Mount isn't like Beckham. I'm not saying he's like Beckham, but he's similar profile in terms of pace, right? They both don't really have express pace. So Mount gives us other stuff, like he can cover for other players, particularly when Dallo goes forward from the left-hand side. Mount is good at sitting inside and holding his position. So that's what Mount is. Mount is more of a utility player that's kind of doing a bunch of things at once, right? Like a Swiss Army knife, instead of just being like the winger who goes up and down constantly.
Yeah, that is what I've heard from like other creators that I watch on the regular basis. Like people like Mount. The thing is how in the sense of 2023 summer video, which you and Rishi did, great video by the way. Those two videos are great.
Thank you so
In
much.
those
Rishi
videos,
watching, he's going to be happy to hear that.
In those videos where Rishi basically pulled up the stat that in the 3 seasons that we have Mount, he has only played equivalent of 1 season, and that too like in just appearances, not even in minutes.
Yeah.
So I think basically Mount and Shaw, especially Shaw, they suffer from this thing that where we know that they are world class.
Yeah.
We know that they can do the job. They can do the job well. They have, and not only that, I think a lot of players that we have right now, we would wish they would have the same IQ, same footballing IQ as Luke Shaw and Mason Mount. But the thing is, the Luke Shaw and Mason Mount, they are horribly unfit.
Yeah.
Like Luke Shaw, last season, Luke Shaw used to get injured from out of nowhere. Like from nowhere.
Yeah, he would get
you
injured
just-
going to the cafeteria.
like bizarre. He went to the Euros, played only one match, then got
And
injured.
got injured. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
damn.
No,
And
so
not
so
only-
the
and not-
thing, so for me personally, I don't know what Rishi thinks about this. Rishi, give us your thoughts in the live chat. But when I think I'm more upset about Luke Shaw's injury record than I am with Mount, because Mount has been here for a shorter amount of time. Luke Shaw's been here almost 12 years now. He's been here since 2014, and he finished his 300th game after Bruno Fernandes. And Bruno's been here for less than half his time.
I'm gonna tell you a really interesting stat. It is from a football iconic video.
Okay.
I think this was from the Ole video that he did. I think I kind of have to go back and watch it, but out of the 10 years that Luke Shaw has played in this club, from 2014 to 2024. Right now we are nearing 2025, but let's just
2026
for
We're
the
nearing
argument's
2026.
sake,
Yeah.
2026. Sure. Sorry. But let's just, for argument's sake, just consider 2024. From 2014 to 2024, in these 10 years, Luke Shaw has only played more than 28 games 5 times.
Yeah.
And out of the 5 times that he has not played, there are seasons where he has only played less than 20 games.
Yeah.
There might have been a season where he has played like 7 games. That's how bad the thing is.
Yeah.
And what else is there? Yes, the Semenyo thing. The Semenyo thing, I'm gonna do a tinfoil hat conspiracy thing. The Semenyo thing tells me that that Ineos are sort of like making this signing as a like contingency plan kind of thing from the board, because they are not, because look, if we can see that we do not have a midfield, of course Amorim can see it, of course the board can see it, of course the analyst behind the scenes can see it.
Yeah.
But they are going for Semenyo for 65 million. For 65 million, I think the thinking there is that, hey, let's get Semenyo and let's see if Amorim can do anything, if Amorim can outscore the opposition. If he can do that, if we get Europe, if we get UCL or Europa League for that matter, then okay, fair enough, we will give him the signings in the summer.
Yeah.
But if he cannot do anything, if he cannot get us even Europa, because let's be real here, they are not considering Conference League.
Yeah.
So if Amorim cannot
but
us,
Noman, the thing is, the difference between Europa League and Conference League,
wait.
especially with how tight the league is this year, could be 1 point even, right? Because it's so tight.
Yes,
the whole league is so tight. So it's hard to say. But
yes,
Noman,
let's
get your
let's
get your prediction for the Villa game, and then I'll bring in the other callers as well. But I'm enjoying this conversation, so give us your prediction for the Villa game.
Villa game. Man, I have a bad prediction and a good prediction.
Give us both.
Bad prediction is we are getting humiliated 3-0 or 4-0.
Okay.
Let's say 3-0. But good prediction is that since they have Europe, so there might be there might be a possibility that we might pull a Crystal Palace. We might get a result. We might get 2-1.
Wait,
And
this week there's no Europe though.
There is no Europe. Oh dear. Oh dear. We are cooked then.
There's no Europe this week. There was Carabao Cup. And Villa weren't in the Carabao Cup.
They have more commitments. They have more commitment.
No, I hear you. Yeah, they might be a little more tired. But anyways, Noman, appreciated the conversation. I will definitely bring you back on if you're available at some point in the future.
Wait,
but thank you so much for the chat.
Bro.
What's up?
Just 1 minute, please. As I was saying, maybe the board is thinking that, hey, if we cannot get Europe, then we will just fire him. But what happens? We still have a bunch of wingers. Get the next manager. Maybe they are thinking that. But hey, I'm going to leave now. It's my time is over. Okay, thank you
so much, man.
Thank you for bringing me on.
Thank you so much. All right, yes, no problem. Thank you. All right, guys, that's Noman smashing it as always. He's called in before. Some great points. Let's bring on the rest of the panel now. We got Be Cool, we got Rishi, and we got Rishi joining the call. This is I have something to share for you guys because this is a little bit of what's going on right now. Right? We got Rishi and Rishi doing the Spider-Man meme for us. Right? So I'll let you guys enjoy that. But Rishi, Rishi with the H, how you doing, man?
Great, man. How are you doing?
Very well. Go on. Is this your first time calling, right?
Yes.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bangalore, from India.
Bangalore, very nice. Are you originally from Bangalore or from somewhere else?
No, ethnically I'm a South Indian, but I'm born and brought up in Odisha.
Oh, very nice. That's a very interesting combination. Be Cool. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing okay, and I might have one or two more odd takes, but I'm not sure that my internet is good.
No, it's fine. It's better than it was at one point yesterday. It sounds perfectly clear. So go on, Be Cool. Why don't you get us started with the hot take?
No, let's ease into the show. I want to hear both Richies.
Okay, Rishi, go on. He wants you to go first. He doesn't want to scare the kids away from the conversation. So Be Cool is like, let the kids go to sleep first, and then we will talk about the real stuff.
Yeah, what I was going to say that it is with our defense. We could see that most of our goals that we are considering is mainly because our midfield is not putting those tactical fouls there.
Yeah, Rishi, can you speak up a little bit?
Hello.
Yeah.
Is it still
let me
low?
see if I can increase your volume. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. What I was saying that if you see most of our the goals that we consider, it's mainly because the midfield, including both the wing backs we have, are not committing enough tactical fouls or not even involving in like defensive plays like either shoulder barge. Those are the things that is making the difference. If you could see, we are easily whoever making the transitions, they are getting bypassed from the midline and then they are directly entering into box, and our box defending is non-existent at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm expecting more of that tactical fouls from our midfield, not just from the number eights, but from the wing backs as well. Break those moments, do those soldier bars, take those fouls, delay the moments, clear the ball. If you see the last goal which we considered, it's Shaw who has not cleared that ball. If he had cleared it, obviously there was a break-in moment, and again like Bournemouth.
Even Martinez, right? Martinez is too timid for the last goal. and he doesn't act quick enough, and it's too late. I think your point, Rishi, is a fantastic one, but I would say, if I may tweak it slightly, it doesn't just apply to the midfielders; it also applies to the center backs, right? Because we in the Amram system, especially the 3-4-3 version of the Amram system, the center backs are also responsible for being midfielders, right, at certain points in time. So the problem I'm seeing is they're almost escorting the ball carrier to our box instead of tackling them and making a decision, right? That tactical foul thing that you mentioned, even our center backs are not doing that. And that's something that we need to see improving. But it's a fantastic point nonetheless. Rishi, go on.
And the only one who's making that move, like we can say, not for the whole 90 minutes, but for at least for the first half of the first 60 minutes, is Luke Shaw. He's the one who's getting ahead of the pitch and is making those fouls. If you see the goal against Brighton, that was where he won the ball against. Exactly, don't know who the player was. We won the ball, and
it was Ruder. It was Ruder.
Yeah. Later, I think it was Heaven who got that ball, and he passed the ball back, and we got the goal there. No, not Heaven. It was Dallo. And again, like I have seen it few other
it was
occasions.
Dallo passed it to Sheshko to Mbumo, and then Mbumo scored.
Yes, exactly. And same thing, I can't see with Euro doing that. Euro is, I'm not sure, he's underconfident at the moment. He's neither moving forward, neither actually going for those tackles, which we have seen in the first season.
So Rishi, the interesting thing there with Euro is Rishi. So Rishi, I'm gonna call him Rishi 1 just because he's been on the videos before you, and I'm gonna call you Rishi 2. That doesn't mean any prioritization.
And also, you've known me before him, dude. Isn't that enough?
No, it's not. It's not. It's the channel is everything, bro. Respect the badge, okay? You didn't you hear what Roy Keane said? Anyways, so yeah, Rishi 1, who wants to be demoted. That's how he's moving. He made a point on Stat Patters where he said Euro, it's a little bit of the sophomore syndrome with Euro, right? Where this is his second season of everybody trying to like look at his tendencies, what he does well, what he doesn't do well. So it's a case of teams like kind of figuring him out a little bit. And the real question is, with Heaven playing a lot more games, will that eventually come to Heaven as well? Because he's got the weaknesses of being too physical and all that, right? So we haven't seen him encounter those yet. So we'll see. You know, time will tell. But I'm pretty confident on Euro eventually figuring it out. It's just a matter of time, in my opinion. Go ahead, Rishi. 1.
Yeah, Andy. Just to add to Euro's sophomore syndrome, this is a trait that the scouts would have looked at before they even signed him. They would have seen the scope of his year-on-year improvement. They would have seen his debut season. They would have seen how they figured him out in his second season, and they would have seen whether he had improvements within that season, because people would have figured him out. This is a key aspect of signing young players, and all good scouts do that. And they would not have spent 60 million on him if they did not see that gene in him, that drive to improve. Right? It's very crucial, and that's the reason I'm confident, because we have good scouting, and we would have seen these traits in Euro. And already, I think, ever since he got burned by Suleimana in the Southampton game last season, I think he's avoided being skinned by a fast winger on his side. Right? We haven't seen that as a glaring problem. So he's learned, when to trigger his run, when to kind of use his body, how to cover his space. He's learned all those things. So I'm confident about Euro for those reasons as well.
Yeah, for sure. Can we just go to tech support real quick here and ask him thoughts on the overlay? This is this is his press conference basically, right? The game is done, and we're just asking him about his thoughts.
Appreciate it.
This is Sean. I'm going to Disneyland moment.
No, the funniest thing is I feel like Kobbie, the real Kobbie Bryant, job's not finished. Like this is just a one iteration, but I'm glad everyone's enjoying the new structure that we've provided, and hopefully it gives a better viewer experience. But yeah, any more feedback you guys need, or little intricacies that you think might need a little bit of improvement, would love to take it on. I work on this stuff at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It just drives me. So I'm glad it's being well received.
Get some sleep, brother. Get some sleep, brother, because that handsome face is looking tired.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
first of all, the humility, but second of all, the the poll I put out, Shant, tell me which one you went for.
Which one? Which one?
The poll that's on the YouTube chat right now. Who did you vote for?
I don't even see it. Just see, YouTube needs to hire me. I'll give a much better UI. I can't see. What were the options?
Bro, what do you mean?
I don't have it.
The options are you loving the new overlay? Option 1 is yes, I've liked the video. Option 2 is hell yeah. Third one is Sean for president, and fourth one is bring McTarian back.
Yeah, I would say 2 of those are very problematic. So let's go with like one of the first 2.
Right, the first 2, right?
Yeah,
first 2 are problematic
for sure. Yeah,
I like it. All right, guys, let's go to AUN, and then Be Cool can give us his real hot takes.
What's up, guys? How are you doing?
Very good, man. Nice to see you again. Is that a fresh trim?
Oh yeah, fresh trim. Got some business to take care of, but
let's go, man.
Show.
I love the glasses on you, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I usually agree with Andy, but not with Amran. That's the one thing I disagree with you on. The second one is definitely Kobbie Mainoo.
Is the one you disagree on?
Yeah, with me and you disagree completely on this one. Here's the reason why. I know we're a United fan. We like to look things from our own perspective as the fan. We need to start considering Kobbie Mainoo perspective in his, because him looking at the situation that's currently in front of him, he's saying, first of all, the club won't offer me a contract that is not worth me because where I'm at right now. And the contract that he turned down last time was, look, I'm an important part of this team. I should be paid as such. And the club came in and said, well, look what we give Ahmad. And he's like, I ain't Ahmad. So that was the first contract he turned down. The second contracts and the third and the fourth one are coming down as him trying to get the best deal he can possibly get. And that, I do not fault him on that. That is his responsibility, because football life is short. He can get a bad injury and that'd be it for him. And he would never play again. So he need to take advantage of this. The second one I disagree with you is Ace. Since he came into this team, he has been nothing but professional. There's not a single thing out there that would suggest that he's unprofessional.
Sorry, what happened over the weekend?
Talking about?
Now, Kobbie Mainoo.
Did you see what happened over the weekend?
No, but here's the thing though, that's Kobbie Mainoo, family member.
No, it was sanctioned by Kobbie.
No,
it was sanctioned by Kobbie. Ben Jacobs confirmed. Just I have to stop you because I don't want to. I don't want there to be different.
I have something about that for sure. If you seen the takeover reporting, seen the transfer season, the last 2 seasons, if you believe anything Ben Jacobs said, I have some magic bean to sell you for $1 million.
Well, we can make some beautiful dal makhani or something with those beans, but now I'm pretty. No, but my thing is I like to analyze the facts as it's presented to us.
The facts. Yes. The facts are that Kobbie Mainoo.
Because I've listened to you, and I think you have very strong points. But I also have to interject when I hear something.
Kobbie Mainoo, seeing as I came to doing this whole thing, besides, let's take his brother out for a minute. He has been the ultimate professional. He hasn't said anything, he hasn't done anything other than say, hey, I want to play football, because like Andy said, that he lacks certain things in his game, but those things cannot come without him playing. And he recognized that. So he said, let me go out alone and go play so I can develop more. So he has not been unprofessional. Yes, whatever his brother did was ill-advised and wrong. But what's the point of a player being the ultimate professional if we're going to judge them by the action of their family members? And not just multiple action, one infraction of their family member. Where's the benefit of the doubt of his professionalism?
AUN, can I bring some new information to light for you? I think you haven't seen this latest development that's happened. Allow me to inform you. So what happened is there's a TalkSport journalist called Andy Goldstein. He pretends to be a United fan and he covers United on TalkSport.
Yeah.
He wore a free Kobbie t-shirt. The same one that the
t-shirt.
brother wore.
Yeah, the same one.
T-shirt that the brother wore. Andy Goldstein wore that t-shirt, posted an Instagram story, and Kobbie Mainoo liked it.
Like, but he was making like the point that Andy Goldstein was making was like taking the
brother.
joke
My
and
question
light
is
of what
why do you have
and
why do
it
you have
should be.
such support for a player that is showing active insubordination towards his manager, towards
It's
the club
not.
that brought him through?
No,
and
I get,
declined?
but Sean,
That's
the
brother,
thing is,
he's-
I get where AUN's coming from. I get where he's coming from. He's seen the kid perform for United. He
No,
sees the
I
talent in
understand
the
that
kid,
too.
and he wants to believe that there is good in the kid. So
No,
I
no.
get where he's coming from, but somewhere AUN, you have to acknowledge that it's gone beyond it's the family or it's people around him
here's
when he
the-
Yeah,
goes
like-
and does certain things.
But that's the point I'm trying to make is that his situation is not ideal, and until now he has not caused any trouble. The fact that like if the trouble is not coming from him, it's coming from his family member. We should give him the benefit of the doubt. because
What
he
about his
didn't-
social media account though? AUN,
the
his
manager-
social media account. You're just gonna say
No.
somebody who runs his social media account like the video. That's not possible.
No, it's not that.
Can
What
I
I'm
say
saying is that, like,
something?
what the other guy did was a parody of why this shouldn't be taken serious, and that's the point he liked. There's two different scenarios. Andy Goldstein was making a parody of why. his
Not at
brothers
all.
should be
Have you
taken
listened to
serious.
Andy Goldenstein's comments? He's actively hammering him out, and he actively is in support of Kobbie Mainoo. So we're taking every single benefit of the doubt argument without applying
Can I
actual
say
facts and
something?
basis. Please, I'd like to hear
Go
people.
ahead. Go ahead.
So, as far as my knowledge goes, Man United has made several contract proposals to Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo has still to make a counter proposal. He has never requested for 200k. That's false.
Yeah,
He hasn't made one counter proposal. If he is so interested in the club, why doesn't he make a counter proposal that he believes is worse?
okay.
Just
Let me
that.
answer that.
It's
Let me
simple.
answer that. Kobbie Mainoo, seeing this manager, has not been sure about his position in this team. Is that fair to say, right?
The same way that
No,
Bruno is
but
unsure of his
Kobbie
position, the
Mainoo-
same way as every single player on the
No.
pitch is unsure of their position. They
No,
need to prove
exactly.
that they play.
Hold on. Bruno Fernandes has been playing every game. Like
Why?
everybody has-
Because he's the best player in the club and the team.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Even though he's unsure about his position, is long term. I'm talking about currently.
So are we supposed to give Kobbie a spot because he's an academy kid? What's the basis for this?
No. I'm telling like why he didn't like the point of why he didn't like sign the contract. Let's go back a few months ago. Ahmad, you guys remember Ahmad? Ahmad refused to sign a contract under Ten Hag because he wasn't playing. And as soon as he started playing, and he was reassured of his position in the team, what happened? He signed the contract.
Has Ahmad played every game with Ruben Amorim?
No. I'm saying it's up to the club to prove that Kobbie Mainoo has a spot.
It's not
in
after the
That's
club.
not that
This-
is a
the
very
players
perverse
have
way
to
of looking at
earn
things.
their
It is
space.
club is the religion. You do everything for the club. When your priorities supersede the club has a decision to make. So the club has to make that decision. It's not up to Kobbie Mainoo. If Kobbie Mainoo doesn't want to play to this season, if he doesn't want to give a counter. Sorry.
One second. You made the point about Ahmad, right?
Yeah.
Ahmad didn't have a place in the team. Ahmad has never played right wing back in his life before he played with Amorim. Correct? He's been a right.
Not.
Yeah, and he has significantly improved aspects of the game that required him to play right wing back, and he has shown to be better than Dallo. He's shown to be better than Mazraoui. He's shown to be better than other senior players that are there who have much more experience than him, and that's how he's gotten back into the team. It's not related to the contract. So you want to talk about the contract thing? Tell me what Kobbie has shown to in his position to play ahead of Bruno Fernandes, and then the club can talk about giving him a guaranteed contract and giving him guaranteed minutes. Because it's not Mainoo United, it's Man United.
I know, but here's my point to that. Kobbie Mainoo only played 190 minutes this season. The second longest game he played was last game, like against Bournemouth, where he played 30 minutes this season. So you can't say that like Kobbie Mainoo has not shown anything. And then
And last year,
the last 2 years
he played lots of games.
No, last year he was injured. He played 5 games, then he was injured for most of the games.
No, he played 28 games with Amorim.
And if you go by last year,
28 games plus 9 games with Eric Ten Hag. It's 37 games during the season. Why didn't he accept? Why didn't he
that logic
accept?
that nobody should be playing then? Because last season everybody was terrible. So
you're saying he's not given the opportunities. Kobbie Mainoo played last season.
But this season he has not
Even
been
in the
given
preseason, Kobbie had one good game.
Yeah. He has not been given the opportunity to show how good he is in this team, like yet. So to him, it's like the manager does not trust me to play, and I don't see much place in this team. So why should he sign a contract? That's number one.
AUN, tell me who he should play over in this team.
The point I'm trying to make is that like the system doesn't suit him. I'm not saying he should be forced into the team in the detriment of the club. I'm saying him looking at the situation he is right now, which is, I don't care if we win without Kobbie Mainoo, but I'm saying Kobbie Mainoo is looking at this situation and say, I don't have a place in this team. And I'm not sure I will ever have a place in this team because the club has chose to back the manager, which is the correct move. But then the other hand is that like the consequence of it is we might potentially lose a young player, and it's okay. But the problem is to blame him because of that is not correct. That's what point I'm trying to make. Is that the managers came out and say he entirely think that he's competed with Bruno Fernandes, which is an impossible task. Because Bruno Fernandes is going to play no matter what. Not because he's the best player in our team, but this guy never get injured. So if Kobbie Mainoo only route to the team is Bruno Fernandes, he's going to wait until the cows come home. And like I say, Andy mentioned
AUN, I'm trying to figure out. So you said you're okay with Kobbie leaving, right? Basically, you're okay. You're saying the club has put him in a situation where this is the only thing he can do.
Yeah, this is the only route he can go because
let me give you an alternative perspective. Okay, Scott McTominay wasn't getting the minutes he wanted at this club, right? He wanted to be a starter. He wasn't getting the minutes that he wanted. Did he have his brother or sister come onto the side of the pitch, say free Scott McTominay? No, he waited till the summer window and then he left to Napoli. Aaron Wan-Bissaka wasn't happy with his minutes. The club didn't want to keep him. He decided, okay, I'm just going to get a move to West Ham. In fact, both those players left in the last year of their contract, which means they got compensated 50% of the transfer fee that was paid for them. I think that was something that was in their contract as well. So my point is, I don't have anything against Kobbie Mainoo wanting to leave, but he doesn't need to do this Jordan Mainoo wearing the free Kobbie Mainoo t-shirt bullshit. That's my point.
Let's go back to one
Andy, I have a point to add. If you remember, a couple of months back, Kobbie Mainoo made a cryptic post on Insta. If you could see where he actually
Whiplash, the movie Whiplash.
Yes, and then Cole Palmer has commented on that, like "Free my boy." So this is not the first time that free Kobbie Mainoo news has been like.
Whiplash. He could have meant anything, guys.
Listen, we cannot be obtuse. The signs are on the wall. He has demonstrated a history of this pattern of petulance, and I'm sick and tired of Player FC going and defending players who think they're bigger than the club, bigger than the manager, bigger than the system. If he wants to prove that he wants to play for Manchester United, boy from Stockport, go show your medal. Go wherever you think you're better. And let's see. Let's see.
What most people that are playing. He had proven that he can play
metal. Prove your chops. Prove your ability. Prove your skills. Okay.
He already proved that. That's the point.
This is what I'm sorry, because I think.
Sean, guys, hold on one second, guys.
One competition.
Guys, let's hold on for guys. I'm sorry, guys. Can I get one word in, please? Yeah. Guys, it seems like AUN has trying to make a point, and we've all been interrupting him. Let's not make him feel like that. Let's give him a couple of minutes. AUN, you have the floor. Please finish saying everything you want to say about Mainoo so that we can hear everything you have to say. I don't want it to seem like we are trying to suppress the Mainoo winners or whatever that is. But you have the floor, AUN. Please, we are not going to
interrupt. He's not even Mainoo in, to be fair. No, he's not even Mainoo in. He's saying that Mainoo's actions, the club hasn't left him any other choice. That's what AUN is trying to say. So finish your point, AUN. We'll give you the floor, and then we'll talk.
So my main point was that like we should be judged by action of our brothers, even though it's ill-advised, it's the wrong move. That's his brother, and like if we've been honest, they were not close until recently because this guy didn't even claim the Mainoo name until Kobbie Mainoo made his debut for the club and for the England national team, and that's a fact. The people that are managing him are like the main person that is managing his career is his sister, who's also technically kind of his agent, but not. But if anything comes from those people, then you guys can judge Kobbie Mainoo. My point is that Kobbie Mainoo has done bad as people are suggesting to. He's not anywhere close to Garnacho. He's not anywhere close to Rashford in terms of like his personal conduct and professionalism. So questioning that is a character assassination. But I digress that point. The second point is when it comes to playing time. Like Andy mentioned, Wan-Bissaka and McTominay, those guys were playing. They were playing until the like Wan-Bissaka started every game under Ten Hag for a couple of seasons, and then he got injured. Then came back, was benched for a few games, but then came back, and by the time he left, he was a starter. He started the last 10 games that we had under the same thing with McTominay. Started games under Ten Hag, even the FA Cup final. He started that game. My point is that these guys started the game. They had the low point. They came back to become starters. The problem is Mainoo does not fit the system, not because he doesn't have talent. It's because what it requires of him to play in that system, he does not have it yet. He does not have it to play in this Amorim system. But as long as we're going to, as long as we're going to keep Amorim, which seems going to be the case, there's no need to keep Kobbie Mainoo. You can sell Kobbie Mainoo, but don't blame him wanting to leave because he doesn't fit in this system.
Can I ask a question that's not going to be combative? Do you think there's any position in Amorim's team that Kobbie Mainoo could play? And what position would that be?
No, that's the point I'm trying to make. Kobbie Mainoo cannot fit in Amorim.
So my question is, instead of Kobbie Mainoo cannot play, how come Kobbie cannot alter some of his skill sets, such as he's an extremely good technical player that can beat his man. Let's say he needs a little bit more pace in the team. You could work on your pace. You can get fitter, you can get faster, and you can understand mentally that you kind of dwell on the ball a little bit. You need to push the ball and improve your passing range. These are not things that are like, we need you to grow 5 inches taller. We need you to become a completely different position in the formation. If he's going to play in the 8 role or the 10s. So my thing is, do you think that, do you think that his skill set is so limited that he can only excel in those skills, or that he doesn't have the ability to grow?
So in order, Kobbie Mainoo has reached a threshold where that he have to play in order to develop further. And he had to play consistently in order to develop pass. Because to me, I think Kobbie Mainoo is going to end up being a number 6. And here's the reason. The part that he need to develop is his passing ability. If he had Adam Wharton passing ability, there'd be no question, because his ability to read the game is there. His ability to win the ball back when he read the game is there. The problem is that he doesn't have the passing range to be able to play as a sole number 6.
But then, even to your point, doesn't it follow that Kobbie should be showing some of it in the training pitch to get into the first team? Because isn't that how everyone gets the chance in the first team, by showing it on the training pitch?
But here's the thing, though, you can train all day in a training pitch, but unless you're playing in the game, you're never going to simulate the real life game in training. No matter.
No, but you're still not answering my point. My point is, how does the manager pick? He picks based on what he sees in training, right?
Yeah.
And if he doesn't show that he's worth putting on the playing 11 ahead of, even if you said 6 ahead of Casemiro, right? Because it's not just the passing range. He also needs the physicality. He needs the hustle. He needs the engine. And these are things, like Sean said, these can be worked upon, right? And if he's not playing, he has extra time in the gym. So why is he not doing those things?
But
that's my point.
That is a 2-part question. The first part is even Amorim himself said that Kobbie Mainoo is training great. He did say that. And he said that Kobbie Mainoo is training great and he deserves to play more. But there's a 5-time Champions League winner in front of him. There's Bruno Fernandes, who's the best player in our team and is the club captain ahead of him. No matter how well you train, you're not going to out those 2 guys if they're fit and available, because of what they're doing right now and what they have done. So
AUN, if I may, so from what I'm gathering here, right, and you've cleared yourself many times, so I'm pretty sure this is what it is. You're saying that the club is putting him in an unfair position where he can do nothing but react the way that he is, right? But then I also hear you saying that it won't be fair to put him ahead of Bruno because Bruno is our best player. It won't be fair to put him ahead of Casemiro because Kobbie doesn't read the game defensively like Casemiro can read the game, correct?
Yes.
So what is the unfair part of what the club is doing? Because the only thing I disagree with is if he didn't do the free Kobbie Mainoo thing with his brother, and he didn't do the liking the video and the liking the other Whiplash video, anything he's doing offline, I agree with you. It's not as bad as Garnacho because Garnacho is a prat, right? Let's forget about Garnacho. He's a total tool. I think we can all agree with that. It's not about whether it's as bad as Garnacho. It's about the standards we're trying to set for this club, right? If Mainoo was at Man City and he wasn't getting the minutes like he's not getting the minutes at United, and he said something like this, he would be out the door the next day. And do you think they would tolerate that? Do you think any other big club would tolerate that? He would be out of the door. We wouldn't even be hearing any of this.
Okay. So my point is that the unfair part is that we have club decided that we're going to stick with Ruben Amorim, which is true, and the club should do that. The unfair part is us denying him the opportunity to go play somewhere else, which is we're refusing to sanction a loan so he can go play.
Do you think his hand was forced though? Because now we're going into AFCON. There's going to be 3 players out of the formation, and we saw he had a little bit more time on the pitch against Bournemouth. Maybe if he demonstrated a little less sign-offage on his brother wearing the free Kobbie Mainoo shirt, maybe if he didn't emote all these social media precursors that he was discontent with his playing time, maybe if he had some patience, he would get more time to demonstrate some of that playing time that Amorim has always said he's going to get time to play. We need to see how he develops. So don't you think maybe there's a personal responsibility that Kobbie Mainoo did not demonstrate within this time, regardless of how many minutes he wants to play?
Yes, you can say maybe a little bit impatient, but as a young person, you should expect impatience from young people, especially the one that are saying their career is going down. That's what they perceive. He's perceiving that his career is going down under this manager, and that if you need to develop further, he need to play. But taking a look at that system, there's no chance he played in that system unless we want to get worse, because that's personally what I think. If we want to get worse, play Kobbie Mainoo, because like I say, Kobbie Mainoo doesn't have the engine to get around and cover defensively. And Kobbie Mainoo is at number 8, but that position is Bruno's, so you can't really play.
Also, remember what Amorim said in the last presser that was leaked by Laurie Whitwell, that we had been experimenting and we saw the 4-4-2 and different system changes in this last game.
That's why he's so good in last game, because we were not playing that.
But I think we disagree with regards to how good he was. He looked more comfortable on the ball, but he needed off the ball to not go into a challenge that's going to lead Jimenez to Krupi.
Yeah.
But
okay, let me
but my only question is, so he said in the last presser, yeah, sometimes we're going to play in Kobbie really would be better with 2 more midfielders. And then it leaked that they had been practicing for a 4-3-3. So everything that I'm hearing is the formation, the setup, the system was going to be more and more conducive to a scenario that's not exposing Kobbie to his faults coming into the AFCON window, because obviously we're missing our best 2 right-wing attackers, and that we could have maybe a better environment for Kobbie to demonstrate more minutes on. But that has been now thrown off into the wind. Now from getting 10 minutes to 20 minutes to 30 minutes, increasing his responsibility, because as we've seen, even in 30 minutes, he demonstrated he didn't have the discipline to not make that rash challenge that caused the transition phase and losing 2 points.
But
these points matter. We need results. We don't need to be placating players, making sure, well, let's see how Jacob Devaney does from the academy, because he's got some Carrick-esque mentality to him. No, these are men that they're going up against. So that's my question is, there's a balance between giving a player's opportunity and then getting results. Last year, we wanted to go for the gold with Europa League to get into Champions League. That didn't work. The leash is so short on Amorim and the club that we can't afford. We cannot afford this.
Can I just say something? I think I want to meet AUN in the middle, because I've heard your points, and you do let's say I'll tell you this, AUN, you would do a lot better on Kobbie Mainoo's PR team than his current PR team is doing, because you're making a better case than anything I've heard online. But I'll be honest and say this: if you want to say the club is keeping him here because they didn't fix the midfield options in the summer, right? Because that's the truth, right? You know why we're keeping him. It's because we don't have the depth.
Exactly.
Right? If we let him go, we're forced to play an academy kid. If that's what you want to say the club is being selfish about, I will totally take that to the bank any day of the week. That's fair. But that's still no reason to act out the way like this, because it's similar to being like, you know what, my manager at work is asking me to work on weekends, so I'm going to go put out a social media tweet saying free Andy, and I'm going to wear a shirt and I'm going to tag the company. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that can happen in that situation, even if the manager is wrong, is I get sacked from my job. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing I'm talking about. That even if the club is wrong, let it play out in the media that the club is wrong. You don't have to come out and make yourself look bad. Because now what's happened, AUN, whether we agree on this or not, the fan base is turning against Kobbie. You agree that, right? And that's what you are saying that's unfair in the first place.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if he's a little bit smarter about his actions, then what will happen is the people will turn on the club and say, oh, Kobbie this, Kobbie that, right? And I understand it's his career. You need to make it work. But listen, Zidane went to Real Madrid like later in his career. Before that, he wasn't the Zidane that we knew. He was a great player, right?
Oh,
but there's many people. No, he was. I'm saying the stature that he has today comes from where he was Real there, Madrid. Right? There's many people, even Thierry Henry. He was at Juventus as well, right? But he wasn't Thierry freaking Henry like he was at Arsenal. So my point is that if Kobbie has a bit more patience about him, the club can be wrong, but that doesn't mean you have to go do something stupid as well, right? And that's the only thing I'm saying.
Here's why I agree with you on that, because like as much as the club is wrong, we will never demonize the club, no matter how right you are as a player. We're going to put back the club all the time. And that's the thing, is what's happening right now. Even though technically Kobbie Mainoo is not wrong, but we were never going to turn against the club because we support Manchester United, not Kobbie Mainoo. But where things get dicey is like when I hear people constantly say he should be patient. He should be patient. Patience is a luxury because we're not in that situation. And we are not Kobbie Mainoo, and we have never played in the FA Cup final.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Listen, and plus he has the talent to be a great player, right? So he's not just like Fabian Delph or like
exactly.
You know, even Scott McTominay for that matter. So I hear you, but at the same time, we can agree that what he did wasn't ideal because the fan base has turned on him, right? Whether you and I agree about who's doing what, the fan base has turned on him, which means the decisions you made have been wrong, because you never want the fan base to turn on you.
I just want to ask,
go ahead, be cool.
What's the top 6 team would Mainoo be in the starting 11?
It stands for almost all top 5. They all play with like 3. They all play with like a 3-man midfield. Kobbie Mainoo will start in the midfield with Palmer, with Caicedo in that midfield. He will start.
Why hasn't anyone made a move for him? We're only hearing links about Napoli.
Not in a million years.
Chelsea and Napoli have been the two that are in for him. And I'm telling you,
I haven't heard anything about Chelsea though. I haven't heard anything about Chelsea.
Remember like when the January before then, when like the news came out that Kobbie Mainoo and Garnacho potentially for sale. One of the teams that
those were like rumors, dude. There was nothing concrete about it, and only Garnacho became concrete when it came towards the summer window, right? That's the only time when Garnacho to Chelsea was concrete.
Because of what Garnacho did, and that's, I feel like, is the bad trend that is happening in our club right now, is because the last 2 people that left the club, that wanted to leave the club, forced the club hand. And
so,
the last
AUN, let me ask you this. Do you think Kobbie?
We also need to get the other people to give their thoughts. So let's go to them as well. So if you want to direct your question to somebody else.
No. I mean, I think I'll let everyone speak their mind. I don't want to, dominate the conversation as such. I think AUN and I have had a good conversation. I like the way you passionately defended Kobbie's stance let's not say Kobbie, but Kobbie stance, and you bring a new perspective. So thank you for that, and it just validates the fact for us as people who started this community, and Andy, I'm sure, agrees with this. The fact that someone who disagrees with us feels comfortable enough to come on and share their views and feels that they will be heard. And I hope you feel that you've been heard, right?
Oh, that's
So
one of the
that
reasons why I
speaks a
love
lot
this
about the
community.
community. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
there we
exactly
go,
what
man.
I
Let's
love
go.
with this.
And also, to be fair, I think AUN agrees with our stance on Kobbie. All he's saying is the club is being selfish about keeping him here and not letting him leave, because he also agrees that Kobbie wouldn't fit in the system. So let's say hi to the new folks that joined. I think Ryan, I pulled you in first. Then we'll go to Ed, and then Nightwing, and then Shauna. Ryan, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, and you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Where's your webcam, bro?
So I decided I'm going to wait until I've got a bit of a more HD one, because I watched that back and I has anyone ever watched Spy Kids?
Yes.
I
Yes.
would like to perform out of Spy Kids.
Wow.
Bro,
It
you look
can't
like
be-
Casper. You
it
look
can't be
paler
that
than
bad, bro.
Casper.
He's finally
Literally.
gone to the third realm. You know what I mean? He's gone to the nether dimension. That's
ascended.
why he can't join us. He was in process. He was on the way there last time when he was on stream. Ed, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
Very good, man. Nice to see you again. Maybe Sean can send you one of his 5,000 cameras, and you can
I'm
be with us
ugly.
on
I
cam.
wouldn't come on cam.
I mean, I don't think anyone here is winning any Ballon d'Ors for their looks, bro.
But I would be in last place. I'd be the Kobbie Mainoo of the crew.
Or you could just play. You finished. You could just go tell people you finished 7th or 8th, whatever. We have nine
there you go.
panelists, 8 panelists here. Yeah, that's not too bad.
I just
Nobody knows how many people were in the race.
I just want to touch on the Kobbie Mainoo. If we look at a player like Joelinton, who was signed to Newcastle as a striker and scored 1 goal in 30 games, in a whole
Cost them
summer,
40 million too.
Yeah, in a whole summer, he went from being a striker to being one of the most annoying center mids for oppositions to play against. If he can do that in a summer, going from playing in the final third to doing all the dirty work for that team, why can't Kobbie adjust the way he's playing? Listen, I totally agree with Ayuan. We're holding him hostage, 100%. But you also said he would start for Chelsea. He doesn't get in over Enzo. Not even close. Even if he has somebody like Caicedo next to him, he's not getting into that team. Kobbie is a Brentford type player, right?
No, man, no.
I'm sorry.
Let's not,
his
not
little half
disrespect him.
turns.
No.
His little half turns and all that little flashy stuff. He would do the same thing that Jack Grealish did at City.
He dominated
Jack
City in the
Grealish
FA Cup final. Remember that. He
Yeah, but he
dominated
also-
we
City.
played on the
He had
counterattack.
Bernardo
He
Silva.
got
We played on the
dominated.
counterattack, AUN.
He got dominated
we-
by the ice cream man at Grimsby.
The whole team was. The whole team. So, including Bruno Fernandes. If we talk about Grimsby, we should bin everything, including Armour and everybody.
Even start
No.
against
Bruno didn't start that game. He came on and then we scored 2 goals.
It was obvious.
He
It was
came on and we
obvious.
scored 2 goals.
It was obvious that Mainoo was going to play all the cup games. It was just unfortunate that we got booted by the bricklayers and the ice cream men and the shop owners. It's unfortunate, but Kobbie did start in that game, and he was absolutely shocking.
They could have played a T-Lady and they would have won that game.
But listen, Kobbie Mainoo would be great as playing in a 10 role, in my opinion. If he was in a 10 role, kind of like a Damsgaard or something like that. If he was in a Damsgaard position, something in a more advanced position where he could actually utilize his technical skills, he'd be great. But he does not get in at Chelsea.
I'm going to say the most obvious thing, the most obvious team he can get into is the United team in the 10 role. And I'll tell you why, because Cunha hasn't come up and lit up the place yet, right? He just needs to show us that he has the ability to go up against pressure, because from what it seems like to me, he looks at Bruno Fernandes, he's like, nah, I'm never getting over him. How do you expect to become like a Jude Bellingham type, 180 million pound player if you're looking at Bruno and being like, I'm never going to get over him, right? So it's a little bit about the mentality as well. Plus Cunha, like I said, hasn't lit up any trees. And Kobbie is very good as a connector, somebody who can drop deep, pass the ball, move forward, pass and move, right? That's in his game. That's what we ask Cunha to do on the left-hand side in many games as well. So he just needs to improve in one way or the other. And right now, I don't see him wanting to do that necessarily either. But the club is holding him hostage, so we can also move on from the Mainoo conversation. Nightwing, how we doing?
I'm doing good, man. I was going to talk about Kobbie also, but if you want to move on,
Go ahead. I'm not. I'm not.
No, it seems like the topic of the day, bro. So go for it.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
So Kobbie is doing something for Kobbie, right? It's the World Cup coming up. It's a rare thing. It doesn't happen every year. He showed that he played well in the Euros, so he thinks he can do the same thing, even though it's going to be a different manager. He might not even get picked. Bellingham's not getting picked, for crying out loud. So, but he needs to be able to show himself in games because Tuchel is not in the training at United. At the same time, that's a Kobbie Mainoo problem, individual problem. And United need to think about their team and what they do is best for their team. I completely understand that he would want to leave so he can show his qualities. But I also understand United going, the rest of our midfielders suck. If Bruno goes down, we're toast, and he's probably our best talented player to replace him, right? So completely agree with both sides on this. If he wants to try to be in the World Cup because it's a very rare thing, and also to be at the top level is very rare. Let's remember, Jesse Lingard was on the freaking World Cup team, and he was like pretty well used, and then he dropped off suddenly. The drop-off can happen, and it can happen before the next World Cup. And Kobbie's probably worried about that too, because the lifespan of a top-level footballer is not long. Usually, it's pretty short. So he's like, this is a rare thing for me. I need to be able to go do that now, hopefully, because I have some history. But United don't have to accommodate him. They're not obligated to do so. They have to do it for themselves. And I just don't see him playing over anybody. And then my other thought on this is there's a lot of, the Kobbie Mainoo fans who are like, oh, the team's holding him hostage and Amarin doesn't like him and he doesn't rate him or something like that. Like, I remember people were saying ETH had favorites, Ten Hag had favorites, and he only played his favorites. Do you guys see that with Amarin? Because I don't feel that he does have favorites that he only plays, except for like Bruno is going to play every game, but that's based on being the best player statistically, as well as he runs all the time and he's never stopping. But I don't see him having a favorite or a list of favorites that he's completely put aside.
The only thing that forces his hand, in my opinion, is new players that he signed for big money. Right, because he's had to get Šeško into the team. You can't just buy an 80 million player and then not play him, right? Same with Cunha. Like, Cunha was not actually hitting the market in a lot of his first 6-7 games. Actually, for Sunderland, he got dropped because he was consistently not doing the things he wanted him to do, right? So that's the only way you could say he's got his favorites, but that's not really. But
also, Andy, it wasn't the whole thing about Amarin coming in was that he was signed as a coach and not as the manager, and that the signings and stuff were more from the front office, which is different from what Ten Hag was pointed at. We obviously see Ten Hag's steps and his footprints and what he signed for freaking Anthony and Licha, and all the people that he brought in from Ajax came in because that's who he played with. Anthony. But at this point, I don't see that with Amarin, and Amarin seems to be more of a collaborative thing with the front office. So he doesn't. I'm not sure if he has much or as much say as who he brings in on his favorites, but I don't see him having favorites. And maybe Kobbie is being outperformed in training. I think that's something that we have to, as fans, be like, maybe he's getting outworked, and that's why he can't break into this top team.
Yeah.
That's
a great perspective. And let me just go to Shaunak as well, because he hasn't spoken yet. But I just want to say privately, Ryan has messaged in the StreamYard chat that Mainoo doesn't even get into the Brentford midfield. So we can talk about that later. But Shaunak, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I've just watched about 40 minutes of Mainoo discussion, so I would like to move on from that. Sure. No, I think both the perspectives were good. I think I lie in sort of the middle. I think Mainoo should have played, but also his actions, you can't really do what he has done. And yeah, I think let's just close it off with Mainoo. I think Andy, I know you are the host, but I would take that responsibility and try to move it on towards the next game and provide a different discussion. So yeah,
I'm along for the ride. Most call-ins, anyways. If you watch, I just flow with the water. Very zen in that way. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. The Villa game, I think it's away if I'm not wrong.
Yes, it's at Villa
Yeah,
Park.
yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult game because we are their bogey team, but it's just the away form is a bit, it's a bit off. So I don't really know. And thankfully for me, it's not at like 1 a.m. in the morning, so it's
It's 10
much
p.m.
better. Yeah, yeah, much better for me because I don't really appreciate 4-4
You're in
draws.
Mumbai as well, right? This is the first time you're on camera because you used
Yeah,
to
I
be
know.
on Discord on the Discord call-ins.
I think last time it was like Sunderland, if I'm not wrong, the 2-0 win
Yeah.
against at home. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 10 weeks ago, I think. Been a
I
minute.
know, yeah, I know. Yeah,
Good to
it
have
just
you back.
doesn't. Yeah, thank you, man. I've been watching the channel, man. It's grown like so much, like exponentially, and like Rishi has done so well to support you as well, Andy. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So in terms of Villa, I think it's going to be a difficult game. I am hoping for a win, but uh, yeah, I don't know. It's the team again. The Mainoo situation comes back because I don't know whether Ugarte. I wouldn't like Ugarte to play, but I would expect him to play over Mainoo, considering the free Kobbie thing. So yeah.
I
Shaunak,
think
I
the
have a
only
question
way.
for you.
Yeah, go
Sorry,
for it.
Andy.
Sure.
I have a question
Yeah.
for Shaunak. You've heard the talk about the formation for the Villa game, right? Even recently in the press, there's been a lot
Yeah.
of talk about going to a back four.
Mm.
So, what do you believe the formation will be? And quickly tell
Oh.
us who you think will be playing where, because we are trying to figure it out, and there's like a million permutations and combinations, dude. Because who do you play in the fullback roles?
And
Do you
and
still
just
go with
just to
the
add the context, if you go based on the average positions from the Bournemouth game, it looked like a 4-2-4.
Yeah.
But Adam Cleary did a video on this. He called it a 4-4-2. I looked at it. It looked like a 4-4-2. And we have seen 4-4-2 before, but not on the ball. This was an on the ball 4-4-2 against Bournemouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think it's going to be for the Villa game, and who plays?
I think okay, yeah, I just remembered Ahmad is not going to be there and Mumo is not going to be there. So I would expect it to be a five or a three at the back, because the thing is, if we had like one attacking wing back slope like Ahmad, maybe basically we could like possibly shift to a 4-4-2 like the same way we did against Bournemouth. But since it's probably going to be Dogu and Dallo, like the left wing back and the right wing back, I would expect the back three to be the same. I haven't heard about Delict and Maguire coming back, so I would expect it to be the same. Again, in the midfield, I would expect Ugarte to start over Mainoo.
Sorry, you're still giving us a 3 at the back shape, though. Give us the 4-1.
No, I think I think it's still going to be a three at the back. I don't think he's going to shift because he doesn't have wingers. That's the issue. Who is he going to play at right mid? He can play
So
Mount at
So
So the thought is that he could play Dorgu where Ahmad plays, so like for like, left footer on the right hand side, and Dallo keeps his position on the left hand side as the left back, and Mount plays ahead of him. So you'd have Cunha and Sheshko up top. That is one potential formation, with the midfield being Bruno and Ugarte.
Can I jump in on that? If Dorgu ever plays in the Ahmad position, we were going to lose 10-0. He has a touch of like a brick wall. He can't shift and shoot like him. He can't even cross the ball. He has no technical ability. He
is very good defensively, though. So I don't think we can see 10 goals. Like in terms of his duels, he's one of the best in the league.
Correct. Defensively, yes. But on the right-hand side, defensively, not the same as on the left-hand side.
So I see your fear. I see your fear, Ed. Your fear is that we give up a transition and we get countered like mad. That's the fear, essentially, right?
Because that's the. I'll go after Shauna, please. I just want to finish.
If they score 10 goals, I'm gifting 25 memberships.
They're not going to score 10 goals. In my opinion, we're going to lose 3-1. And the only goal and the formation will be a 4 in the back. It's going to be Luke Shaw left back, Lisandro Martinez and Yoro, and Dalot on the right-hand side. He's going to play Ugarte in the hole. It's going to be Mainoo and Bruno at center mids. And we're going to, instead of playing two wingers, we're going to play two 10s. It's going to be Cunha on the left-hand 10 and it's going to be Mount on the right-hand 10 and Sesko up top. And Kobbie's
So
going
it's
to
a
play
4-3-3. It's a 4-3-3 with the tucked in wingers.
Correct.
It's a 4-3-2-1. That's what the formation is.
Correct.
Okay.
If we
4-3-2-1.
at the back, we'll concede 5 or more goals.
Exactly. That's why we're going to lose 3-1. And the only goal we're going to get is when we attack on Matty Cash's side, because he's their marauding fullback. And that's where we're going to score a goal. It's going to come through Cunha against Matty Cash. And we're going to concede 3 minimum in this game.
To your point,
I have a theory.
Go
I have
for it,
a
Biku.
theory.
Let's hear from Biku.
If we have Dorgo on the right-hand side, it will be easier for him to cross than at the left-hand side. And I'll explain why. When he plays at the left-hand side, he crosses with his left foot, and he doesn't stop to cross. It's like Dalot. Dalot has to stop to put the ball on the right foot to cross on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, Dorgo will be doing that. And if he has the time and space to make the cross, his crosses will be much better than they have been.
Yeah, interesting point. So here's my take on it. I have two formations or 2 lineups in mind. One is so both I believe are going to be more 4-4-2 than 4-3-2-1. Because I don't think he wants to go away from playing the 3 center backs in the back line, right? So I think in the 4-4-2 we're going to have one option, which is Dorgu on the right midfield, and Dalot on the left midfield, and then the 2 strikers are going to be Cunha and Šeško, and the 2 midfielders are going to be what's it called, Bruno and Ugarte. Yeah, the other slight variation in the same thing I can see is that Šeško doesn't start because he's still coming back to fitness, so we might see Mount and Cunha be the front 2, right?
Yeah.
The other option is we play the 4-4-2. The midfield is Mainoo and Ugarte, and right midfielder is actually Bruno. He could play Bruno on the right-hand side because he's done that before, and he plays Cunha and Mount up top or Cunha and Šeško up top, depending on fitness. So I think that's what he's going to go with, because I don't think he wants to. If you go with what Ed said, basically, which is like Shaw at left back and Dalot at right back, that's changing a lot of players from their positions that they've been playing this season, right? Because Dalot's going from like one side of the pitch to the opposite diagonal, and you're making a lot of changes. Whereas the Dorgu thing makes sense to me, even though, listen, we've all talked about how bad Dorgu is in the final third. Dorgu's thing is that his fitness is very good. He can keep going forward and back, and he's the most, let's say, profile-wise, like for Ahmad, in the sense that he's a left footer on the right-hand side. That's where it stops, though. Like, nothing in terms of quality, decision-making. I'm not going into any of that shit. So those are my 2 options. Any thoughts? Who do I go to? Rishi, what are your thoughts on that?
Let's go to Ryan first.
Let's go to Ryan.
Ryan, unmute yourself, bro. Go for it.
Yeah, no problem. So I actually think that the Mainoo debacle and Casemiro being out pretty much means we're not going to play a 4-3-3. I think it'll be a 3-4-3. I would say
that's what
95% confidence we're going to play a 3-4-3. I honestly, I think it's going to play out pretty similar to normal. I think maybe Dorgu on the right, De Ligt, Heavenshaw, Dalot on the left, Bruno and Ugarte out of necessity because Casemiro's out, Mainoo's throwing his trolleys out. His toys out of the pram. There we go. So no one else to play. Then Mount, Sesko, Cunha. I do, however, think I am probably the most optimistic person here, and I think we're going to win. A couple of reasons why. I think we've all seen Victor Lindelof a lot, and we're probably going to be playing against him, and he is not very good in the air.
I think Konsa is back, if I'm not mistaken. Or
well, I hope not, anyway.
Konsa is back.
Oh, that's better news then, because we can press the hell out of him. Konsa is very poor on the ball. Against West Ham, he got pressed by very average players and he conceded the ball deep in his own box. So if Konsa's playing, that's still good news for us. In fact, that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to, because that's one of our avenues of scoring, by pressing them high.
And either way, I think that our main method of attack is going to be Bruno and Mount crosses coming in. And I think Šeško in the air is better than pretty much any of their defenders, which I think will be our biggest sort of threat. I also think Cunha could absolutely tear apart the right-hand side with Matty Cash on it. I think that's an absolute mismatch. So I feel like the way I would look at this game would be to go down the right a lot to put in crosses, which would drag the defence over to the right, and then play the occasional switch over to Cunha, isolated against Matty Cash, and have him just rinse him and try and get a goal that way. But yeah, I'm a lot more positive than most people. I also think Villa are due a loss in a sense, in that I don't know if anyone's been watching their games, but the goals they have been scoring are absolutely ridiculous. Morgan Rogers hit one for the winner that you just watch and you just think that you can't keep getting away with scoring goals like that. Like, it was mind blowing.
So Ryan, sorry, if I may, the thing with Villa, right, is in our team, we definitely have the higher ceiling match winners, right? If Cunha's on his day, like, it's game over for Villa, right? And you can say the same thing about Bruno. You can say the same thing about even Mount. I know Rishi and I have had the fully fleshed out stat patterns debate on it, but on his day, he can score average goals and win us the game, right? According to Rishi. So I'm telling you guys, the problem I have with this team is I look at the Villa midfield and they have Tielemans, Kamara, and Amadou Onana. These are all guys that can do the midfielders' work, right? Both going forward and both coming back, not in some sort of insane world-beating way by themselves, but cumulatively, they have much better chances of winning the duel battle. They have much better chances of winning the physicality battle against us. And that's the concern I have. Unless you're going to tell me, look, Ugarte is going to come into this midfield and have the game of his life, which is on the board. Like, come on, he owes us one good game.
I would actually
for
say,
all the money we've been paying him.
As crazy as it sounds, I actually think Ugarte is a great choice for this game, because of the amount of pressing that he can do. And I think you need a midfield that works hard. And I think our hardest working midfield is Bruno and Ugarte, because I really do think that unsettling that midfield and not giving them time on the ball.
Most energetic, let's put it that way. I don't think hardest working is fair to Casemiro. Most energetic.
Yes. So obviously by hardest working, yeah, Casemiro, it's more the fact that he's 33 and he can't work as hard.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the pressing is going to be huge.
I think it's also going to come down to the second balls, because we've been terrible dealing with that. If we're not at 50-50 with them on second balls, it's going to be a nightmare for us. The 3-4-3, if they do play it, is so essential to actually get to that second ball. So you're not, because every time we lose the second ball, everybody's out of position every time. If they do not do a better job against Villa, because Villa's very good at second balls, because they do have those midfielders that are active. If they don't fix that, it's going to be a nightmare for our midfield. It will not be fun for anybody. But I still think we're going to lose 3-1, just saying that.
Just one point to add to that, to the second ball point. We have been very weak, like you said, but it's funny because we have been strong like throughout, like before, I would say maybe the last international break, which was Spurs, I think 2-2, I think, yeah. So before that, we have been very strong in terms of like this winning the second ball. I remember the second ball win against Liverpool, which got us the first goal, and we have been very physical and very strong, which is it almost makes me think that whether it is like the physical fatigue that we are sort of gathering, it is sort of catching up to us, because we seem to like fall off a cliff, dude. Like fall off, like the second half, I don't know what happens. I cannot I can only assume that it is a physical drop off, not like Amarim is not telling them to just drop off, like just defend. But the only assumption and explanation that I can give you, or give if you're considering it as a debate, is only physical drop off. So the second balls are, I think, very important, because it gives us a platform to at least perform to a certain level, and then we can go above that using our Cunha, these players that we have. So yeah,
I think go ahead, sorry.
No, I think that's the route that we're gonna go. Is like we're gonna play like we play against Liverpool. We're gonna bring Seshko in, and we're gonna go directly to him, and we're gonna have Cunha and Mount jump on those second ball, and that's why I think Ugarte is going to play over Mainoo, not because of the situation that happened. It's just that Ugarte, when we're going to press, he's going to press also and we don't want to be pressing. And then you have the gap between Cunha and Mount, Bruno behind them, and then Ugarte behind them, and that tend to happen a lot. So
So AUN, here's the other thing for Ugarte starting, right? The last time he played Ugarte and Bruno as a starting lineup, if I'm not wrong, was the City game at Etihad.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
And City has a lot of pace on the break, whereas this Villa team doesn't have that rapid pace that City does, right? Because they're playing Watkins, they're playing I think Morgan Rogers, John McGinn. These guys aren't like express pace, right? They can obviously beat us on the counterattack. I'm not saying they can't, but this is not like their number one threat. I think the press is one of the biggest threats that we have. So we'll have to see, right? But here's the thing: the other thing that nobody's talked about, Unai Emery is a good coach, and he has been around long enough. Even if we think Ruben Amorim is like the next big thing that will revolutionize the sport or whatever, you have to give Unai Emery his regards in terms of what he has achieved in the sport. So I think whatever game plan we have, he's smart enough to figure out his own game plan. That being said, though, with one of our worst teams ever, we beat them last season in the last day of the season, right? 2-0.
And they had a lot at stake too. They had Champions League qualification at stake.
See, that's the reason why I'm so nervous for this game, because you never know what we'll say. Remember, 3 games in a row we played Crystal Palace. We didn't think we were going to win that game. We won that game. We play Everton with 10 men. We think, oh, this is a foregone conclusion. We're going to beat this game. We lost that game. We just never know which version of us is going to show up.
Yeah.
Does Aston Villa have are they a pressing team all the time, or is Emery a very good I'm going to play to the opponent and find their weakness type of coach? Because
they're mainly a mid-block team. They're not too pressing team, but they can press.
So if they're a mid-block team, they don't really press as high as Liverpool did, then why would we go long with Lamens? Because that's why we went long with Lamens against Liverpool, right? Is because they were pressed, so we didn't want to be saddled.
I'm going to tell you their PPDA number in a second, Nightwing, so we can find out objectively.
Not very high. Not very high. They're mid-table. They're somewhere mid-table.
What's the acronym for?
The reason I say that is because
it passes per defensive action
team. We are not a good possession team. We're really good when we are the one doing the pressing and winning the ball up high and be able to go to goal quicker. But if you give us the ball and having to sit there and try and break down an Aston Villa team, it's not going to happen.
I think it's also going to depend on who's going to be our main center back too, right? Because if De Ligt's back, then that changes, and then
my bet is Emery. My bet is Emery. Emery sees that we are a counter-pressing team. He knows he's a mid-block primarily team, right? So he's going to play the long ball tactic because they have a very physical team. They have Amadou Onana, they have John McGinn, they have Tielemans is good in tight spaces, right? So he can go and win the second ball. So they are a very physical team.
McGinn is really good to the second ball as well. He anticipates very, very well. He's one of those, like, I don't want to play against that type of player.
And he always has a good game against us.
Yeah, he has a good game against everybody.
Him and Tielemans both always score against us. Even Tielemans at Leicester used to do that. But Nightwing, to answer your question, so PPDA is passes per defensive action. If your team has a low passes per defensive action, that means you're a better pressing team, because that means you're constantly putting pressure on the other team as they're trying to pass the ball, right? So that's what it means. So for example, the lowest PPDA team in the league is Bournemouth at 8.77 passes per defensive action. United is at 9.68. United is 5th in that table, and Villa is mid-table. Villa has 11 passes per defensive action. So they're not as much of a mid-block team as Crystal Palace, because Crystal Palace has the highest PPDA in the league at, I think, 15 or something like that. So Palace actually press even less than Burnley, if you can imagine that, based on that metric. And so Villa's kind of somewhere in the middle. So I do see them pressing high sometimes and also playing in the mid-block sometimes and setting up at the low block sometimes as well. But whoever made that point, was it Ed who made that point about them going long block, long ball?
No.
Who was it?
I made the point.
Oh, yeah.
I made the point.
It's a great point. Yeah, it's a great point. Because that's totally possible. And it'd be interesting to see. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how Amram adapts to that, because it would be like, the Amram outers are waiting there being like, oh, you used his own Sunday league tactics against him, went long and beat him and blah, blah, blah.
I've had an insight from what you just said. If Palace is one of the highest PPDAs and one of the lowest pressing teams, and we are a brilliant counter pressing team, do we really see a place for Wharton in our system? Because we are at 9 something passes per defensive action, and Wharton is playing in a 15 something pass per defensive action. Does he have the pace to make up the difference? Because we might be left with a huge gap between our forward pressing line and our midfield.
Like I always said this, I think like Wharton is like it's Kobbie Mainoo that can pass better. That's all it is. And our system require two defense, like not defensively solely, but two hardworking midfielders that are both positionally disciplined, that can go up and down. For example, if you have the money, we go get both Baleba and Anderson. Them two in the midfield will work better than any combination you put, including Bruno, because they're both hard workers in terms defensively and offensively. Where one passing in Anderson and Baleba more like break the line by dribbling, and that would have been a perfect balance that Amra need. It will almost be closest thing to.
AUN, here's the thing I'll say, right? Based on looking at Wharton performing in the Palace team and looking at Anderson performing in the Forest team, I have more faith that Wharton is a more coachable player than Anderson, based purely on what I've seen. And here's why. Because Anderson is kind of allowed to do whatever he wants in the Forest team. He's their Bruno, right? The whole play goes through him. Everything runs through him. And if he comes to United and has to adapt to a 3 at the back system, I don't know how coachable he can be with that, regardless of his physical attributes. With Wharton, I think personally, when I look at his stature, his gait, the way he runs, I don't necessarily have faith that he can adapt to our system. But that being said, he has impressed me with how good he is on the slide tackle. Right, he has impressed me with some of his defensive abilities, which when you look at him, it doesn't seem like he has them, but he has shown that he has it. The problem I have with all 3 options is that none of them can shoot. Right, Anderson, Baleba, Wharton, none of them seem to have a good shot on them, which you need in the system, because occasionally, look at how much Casemiro's given us, right? Even with his limited shooting, he has scored goals. He is good with his headers, which again, I don't see necessarily from any of these guys, right? That's the problem I have. But let's just go to Beanies. Beanies like Kaganya, if I hope I'm saying your name right. Give us your prediction for the Villa game. I know I brought you in very late into the show. But let us know what you think about the Villa game.
Hi everyone. Hope everyone is well today. Yeah, you got the most part of my name right. It's Beanies like Hanya, but I'm not here for pronunciation. I'm here for optimism and also to stir the Aston Villa pot. I genuinely think, and someone said this, forgot who said this, but Aston Villa is overdue a beating, and someone has to be the one to deal it out. So I'm going to be on the repeating end, but also considering Man United's like dip when it comes to like stupid mistakes, and say we're going to win a 3-2 instead of a 3-1. I think we're going to trail with a 3-1 until there's a missed pass and it's going to be a 3-2. I don't know, maybe my trauma is talking, but that's kind of what's going to happen. I did somewhat write down 2 points about like the 4-4-2 formation, about us playing it mid-game. Of course, I'm not a statistician nor like truly technical in the arts like the rest is, so most of which is going to sound like abhorrent or just out of the question, but please
you don't need to qualify
you
don't need to qualify your point. Just go tell us what you think, because I'm sure you've make more sense than you're giving yourself credit for. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. The first thing, right, I think in terms of the 4-4-2, I remember I typed it down earlier, but I want to also try and explain it. I think Dorgu, in terms of the 4-4-2, would be better either as a left back or left mid. The reason why I say either one or the other, well, if he's left mid, I would want a Shaw back in his traditional left back. But the reason why I put it that way is because our players are fairly malleable, right? And I give it credit to Ruben Amorim's like not formation, but also the idea that any player, not any player, but most players can play anything. And they demand, like, the demand is for them to have the hunger and the confidence to play anything. Of course, I'm not saying a striker should be a defender, but if you're a left back, you can be a left centre back. If you are a left back, you can be a left wing back. If you're a left wing back, you could either join in to be a left mid, and that's the rationale I have for Dogu. I think Dogu is key for at least my vision to come true. Also, something that I realized is I tried watching a United game as an opponent. Like I got the opponent lens, and one thing I realized is that we are a very annoying team. The reason why I even say we're annoying, it's the idea that, okay, we expect an opponent would expect a Man United player in a specific formation position to play that style. And even if you were to watch a few United games, you expect a Bruno to be the maverick, the only maverick in the team. And then one day it would be an automatic Ahmad, or it could be Cunha. It could be anyone on a good day. Someone could have a bad day while the other person can have a good day. I think that's the story of United. But more times it's everyone can have a bad day or everyone can have a good day. So I think on the right-hand side, because we're significantly weakened due to the whole AFCON, I think that we could potentially move a Dogu up on the left-hand side to the left mid from being a left back. But then when we start with our back three being the same starting back three, the Euro, Heaven, and Shaw, we just shifted up and have Delo be the right back. That could also be the right mid. So I don't know if like I've painted enough of a mental picture in that case where it's almost like a seesaw, right? Or a pendulum where it actually just shifts as time goes on.
Yeah. That is how Amorim is doing it as well, right? Because it literally the 4-4-2 difference from the 3-4-3 is literally just the right side moving forward a bit and the left side moving back a bit is what it was, right? Because Ahmad moved forward a bit and Bumo moved forward a bit, and then we had Euro become from the right center back to the right back, and Dallo go from the left wing back to the left back. So I see what you're saying, and that's definitely plausible. Guys, I want to get score predictions from everybody, and then leave it there because
can I just add one more thing? One more thing.
Yeah, go for it.
I think you saying that they're due for a beating, I think that's wrong to say because it's all about mentality, and I think Unai will not let their heads get there, if you know what I mean. So they're not.
I just need it to happen.
Everybody needs it to happen, but the ball is round, like I said before. The player's mentality is good. It can't just happen because we want it to happen.
Yeah, it's not a law of averages thing. I hear you. Because here's the thing, right? They could win against us, they could win the next game after that, and then lose 5 in a row, and that could be their beating that's coming. It doesn't have to be in this game. No, I hear you. Plus, listen, this whole it's due can also be applied to our record against them, because in the last 5 we won 4 and drawn 1. So it's due that we lose one, because I remember they had a dodgy decision against them, right, last year.
So Morgan Rogers' goal was ruled offside. I believe that's what it was. It was ruled offside, and then after that, Martinez got sent off, and then we scored 2 goals.
Yeah, but Ed, here's the thing too, right? Against West Ham, they were 2-1 down in the first half, and then they scored to equalize, and then they had this wonder goal from Morgan Rogers that put them ahead. So it's not like they've been coasting in games. So you can see why people are kind of saying that there's a chance, right? We're not just going to go get smacked up. But listen, but being cautious about this team is the only smart thing you can do.
Correct. But we're not West Ham. We're United, and we know what people always want to beat us. So
can I say one more thing that got me worried about this game?
AUN, say your thing and give us your score prediction as well, okay?
So watching their game lately, Aston Villa, the way they get hurt a lot has been with width. And that's why I'm so concerned about this game, because all our width just went to Africa. Like all our width just went to Africa, and I don't know if changing formation right now is going to help us, because in order to change to a 4-4-2, you need wingers, an actual natural wingers, and I don't think we have those. Therefore, I think we're going to stick with the exact same thing we've been doing, which is the 3-4-3, because that's what they know, and that's how we create chances recently. Because Dorgu on the right, like you said, and Dalo on the other side. And I think we can keep a clean sheet to save our life. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
All right. Let's go. Rishi, give us your score prediction. Oh wait, you already said in Stat Patters. You said.
I already said it in the Stat Patters episode. I think it's going to be a 2-1 loss for us, because physicality is our problem, and Villa is a very physical team. Emery is a good coach. He's going to target our physicality. They'll probably win the individual duels, and we need a repeat of the Palace game, honestly, because the Palace game was surprisingly a game where we won the battle of individual duels, right? We won 71 to their 63, and despite not being the best team by a mile, right? It was neck and neck. We managed to come away with a win with 2 very good goals, right? So I think it's got, if we win, it's got to be like that. But my heart wants a 2-1, but my mind says it'll be 2-1 to Villa, because like they say in finance, and we quote a lot of times on this channel, the market can remain irrational for far longer than you can remain solvent. You can bet. Yeah, you can bet every single time that now the XG Reaper is going to catch up with Villa. Now the penny's going to drop. But you don't know, it could be the next game. Like after we played them, they could get smashed 5-0 in the next game, but they could still pull off a result against us. And here's one thing we've not considered. If we are a high scoring game and they have severely overperformed their expected goals against, right, as in they're conceding fewer than they're supposed to, we could score 3 in the first half and we lose it in the second half. They could score 3 again. Is there someone who will guarantee that a 3-0 goal, 3-0 lead is safe in the halftime? I can't guarantee that.
Bournemouth had less than 2 XG and scored 4 goals, so that could be Villa again, right?
And that's been Villa for the entire season. So
yeah, exactly.
I think Ugarte is a good shout, because the spots from where they take the shots, right? Ugarte does his best job in exactly those areas, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25 yards from goal. That's where he does his best work. So I think that's what we need.
Shaunak?
I'm also pessimistic like Rishi. I think AUN was the most optimistic, and that was a draw.
Shaunak, even after 10 weeks, has not changed. Because he used to be pretty pessimistic before as well. So at least you're consistent. Go on.
Yeah, dude, I have watched a 4-4 draw at 4 a.m. I don't think I'm going to be optimistic again, like for the next.
Well, I called a clean sheet in that game, bro. So you're talking to guy with the most egg on his face.
Dude, I couldn't talk after that 4-4 at 4 a.m. Imagine you have work the next day. I genuinely, but yeah, I think it's going to be. I expect it to be a 2-0 or something like that, because we can't keep a clean sheet. But I think I would say 2-1. That 1 comes from the little bit of hope that I have in my heart about United, and it probably will be a set piece goal or something like that. We are the highest set piece scorers, I think. So something like that, free kick, corner. But yeah, I expect a loss. If we get a win, I'd be very surprised. But yeah,
got it. Nightwing, what's your prediction, man?
Okay, my prediction is a little bit more convoluted. I think we're going to score first within the first 15 minutes, because we always start well regardless of who we play. And I think one of these chances that we've been missing a lot lately will actually go in the net. And then right before half, Aston Villa is going to score 2. And then just like the Wolves game, Rishi will call in, be all mad about how the team is terrible and how crappy they are. And then the second half,
that was the Palace game, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm Palace and Wolves. I thought I remember the Wolves game too.
Yeah, Wolves game.
Wolves was pretty neutral.
No, you were negative.
Pretty upset that they gave up that goal.
No, dude, come on. If there is a signature live I'm remembered for, it is the Palace game. The Wolves game does not.
It is. But you were negative at the Wolves half as well. You were worried because PTSD from this team. So
the reason I remember that, is because you were mad at Bruno for letting that goal in.
Especially after they scored. I remember that watch too.
Yeah, so
dude, I mean, come on, that.
So Rishi will call in at half if we're down 1 goal, and he'll do the same thing that he did in half, and we'll be 3-2.
Yeah. All right. All right. This is Nightwing's a storyteller. I like it. Edco, you already said 3-1, so we'll go to Beanies like Ganya.
Hello. It looks like it's a Nightwing like Khanya at this point because it looks like he's coming on to the 3-2 side. Trauma wins at the end of the day. I wouldn't want to be too much of an pessimist, but let's all admit that I think it's gonna be a rally, but it's gonna be a mismatched rally. That's why I think it's gonna be a 3-2. I think Sesko's gonna score.
All right. Well, if you guys caught the stat patterns, I actually predicted a 2-2 draw in this game. And for me, it just makes sense that we're adapting to two of our biggest players not being in the team. That it's not going to be a flawless victory. But that being said, like if you're asking me for the optimistic scenario, Cunha he has to turn up one of these days and just give us like a madness, right? Just like run the game away from everybody else, and I can see that happening from Cunha, and I can see something crazy. The pessimistic approach is us. The pessimistic approach is us, not being able to score a goal, but still being bad defensively, right? So we could lose 2-0 or something like that. But I'm predicting a draw on balance. Let's go, Sean.
3 to the favor. Sheshko brace. Cunha worldy. Boom.
All right, cool. He didn't tell us which game that's going to happen in, so maybe he was predicting the Burnley game. Anyways, guys, appreciate everybody, man. My voice is I gotta go take a walk. My voice is dying, but we'll see everyone here tomorrow, man. AUN, thank you so much, dude.
You're leaving?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's been 3 hours. You got another 3 hours in you. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Let's go. It's 2 hours 16, actually, getting close to like the longest stream we've done in a while. But yeah, appreciate you guys, man. AUN, great showing today, dude. I appreciate you coming and giving your thoughts. Please do join in again. Yeah, Shaunak, nice to see you again. Nightwing, as always, Edco, your second appearance, smashed it. Please do get the camera, or even if you can't look worse than Ryan with his hologram image that he came up with. So
have you ever watched The Goonies?
The Goonies?
Yeah. Hey, you guys!
It's an 80s movie.
Okay, what about The Goonies?
Yeah, just watch the movie and you'll know, man.
Okay.
Once you hear,
hey,
you guys, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay, no, I just Googled it. Come on, man. There's no way. All right.
Listen,
I don't believe it.
Don't attack me on live, man. We could do this off camera.
Okay, all right. Cool.
Guys, just want to point out it's almost 2.5 hours into the stream and there's still 100 people live. You guys are all legends, dude. Like, give a round of applause for all of you. The chat is a legend as always. This was a great stream. I think a lot of passion from AUN and Sean as well. It made it one of the most memorable streams in recent past. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. And if you've been so patient and so kind towards this community and supported the channel, I request you, after the stream is over, wait for 5 seconds. The stream will upload. And then if you could go like and then leave a comment, because that really helps the algorithm, because a lot of people do watch it after the live is over. Also, we see great numbers on the lives. So if you leave a comment, that'll really help.